the world from Liberia. This is Spoon TV. I'm Nelson Cole, and on the camera is my colleague Gibson Zaire. We are coming to you live from the office of the Managing Director of the National Housing Authority. We're here basically to um, bring you another side to the story reported recently at the Millennium Construction Incorporated. A couple of days ago, we did a live broadcast there where some residents or homeowners presented a couple of issues or challenges they faced since they attempted acquiring property in that part of the country. Most of them are diaspora Liberians who thought to come back to the country and invest. Since we reported this story, there has been different sides to that particular story, and we thought to reach to all of the different sides. And the National Housing Authority happens to be one of those institutions that we thought to reach out to. And thankfully, the managing director has granted us the time. She's giving us the audience to have a brief interview with her on this issue. Let me now go over to Honorable Duque. Welcome to Spoon TV, man.
Thank you for having me. And you are welcome into my office on this Monday morning.
Yeah, Monday mornings are usually hectic, time, and that's why we appreciate the fact that you gave us, some of your time, despite the many activities you have, to have this brief interview. A couple of days ago, we spoke with some Liberians, most of them diaspora Liberians, who had decided to come to the country to invest. And at the Millennium Construction Incorporated, we had a lengthy interview with them. They've expressed a range of issues, ranging from the acquisition of the land to so many other issues. But I wanted to start with the National Housing Authority, because most of them said part of the reason why they were comfortable enough to invest in the estate to acquire a home was because they saw that the government was involved with it through the National Housing Authority. Uh, what exactly was the involvement of the government in this particular Millennium Construction Incorporated? I know you were in the MD at the time, but what exactly did you lead?
Okay, thank you so very much for your intervention. I'm excited that, this conversation can now go out to the wider audience. When I took over in March, late February and March of 2024, I was confronted with this issue. And then I reviewed the files and realized that there was a kind of agreement between the Ministry of Defense, the AFL, the National Housing Authority, and the Millennium Construction Company. Upon that, I called Mr. Mohammed, who is the owner of the Millennium Construction Company, to a meeting so that we can review the files together and then find a way forward, because there were some lapses. There were some lapses in his part of the agreement and also the land authority. So I contacted the land authority further, because the main issue was deeding the land, giving entitlement to the National Housing Authority after she had entered an agreement with the Ministry of Defense for the giving of the land. I gave you the land, you develop the land, you give portion of the homes to the owners who are the indigenous members of that community, who gave the land to Defense Ministry for certain operations. And now Defense Ministry says, look, we can develop this portion of the land, but make sure we are settled in ABCD. Give us some of the homes for our soldiers and our personnel. Community 2, we want school, we want health facility, and we want some of the low-income homes for us. So that was a kind of agreement that was agreed upon before Millennium started the construction. Now, between Millennium and National Housing Authority, there is a public-private partnership agreement. And in the public-private partnership agreement, the government, through the National Housing Authority, provides the land. And who is the custodian of the land? Land Authority. So Land Authority should have gone over the survey. Survey was done. We have a sort of map here. What the survey was done, the acres that should have been given to National Housing Authority for her partner to do which is the developer, Millennium Construction Company, to have developed the homes. All of that was settled. For deed to be given, deed was never given. In the interim, Millennium, maybe he has some connections then, decided to leave National Housing Authority, and he was on his own. Building the homes, people paying him, he's now coming back to National Housing Authority in regards to the agreement. In the MOU, 5% of every home sold, the cost of that home should come to National Housing Authority. That is what normally goes against the payment of the land.
Okay.
If you do not have a public land and you're going to procure a land or you're going to negotiate a land, to be given out of eminent domain. But in that negotiation, some funding has to take place. Transaction has to take place. So Millennium building these homes, selling the homes without coming back to the National Housing Authority. And I met the situation here. People were coming to me because on their website, the relationship between Millennium and National Housing Authority is established. It's seen on the website. It's been displayed. So people were coming to National Housing Authority. National Housing Authority couldn't really give the requisite response or reaction to the needs of the people that were coming, whose monies Mohammed had taken to give them homes. I met that on the floor. It was then when I took over, I called Mohammed to the first meeting sometime in April of 2024.
Yeah, okay. So MD, just before going to the first meeting, which is very important, you mentioned some lapses in the documentation at some point from the very onset of this situation. The deeding of the land, something which was not done. There was a partnership, not just with the National Housing Authority, but in the MOU, the indigenous owners of the land should have gotten some of the houses,
some benefits.
And the Ministry of Defense as well should have benefited from the construction of those homes.
Yeah.
All right. Approximately, how many? What's the size? How many acres or whatever are we talking about here?
For the Millennium Construction Company, is 545 acres.
Okay.
I've seen here.
Okay.
545
acres.
Yes.
Wow. And now, but what went wrong along the line? The National Housing Authority is involved, the Ministry of National Defense on one end, the Douazon Township on another end. What went wrong? How come? How did we get to that point where the homes were being sold now? 5% is now being remitted to the National Housing Authority or the government of Liberia.
Well, individual differences, individual opinions, but as I said, agreements were made between Defense, National Housing Authority, Millennium, but the agreement was signed by the head of National Housing Authority and the Ministry of Defense, the Minister of Defense. But then, in the process, the land was not deeded. The land was surveyed, and this guy started the construction. There are several communications between National Housing Authority and the Land Authority for the deeding of the land. And that continued until there was a change of governance. So when I took over, I also submitted a communication with the entire package, told the chairman then, Adam Mandu, the former chairman, okay? There are correspondences between he and I that I submitted, because I was concerned. Liberians were calling, Liberians were coming home. When they come for vacation, they would be here complaining about this issue. So when I couldn't because Mohammed came here only once with his lawyer. Since then, he didn't want to pick my calls anymore. So also continue the conversation that we started. Okay, Mohammed, let's go together to Land Authority and see if we can get a deed for this property so that Liberians can be deeded. Per virtue of the MOU, it is the National Housing Authority that deeds the buyers of the homes. Because it is upon the clearance that you should bring to us that you have paid 100% of the house, of the unit, of the home that you have purchased. It is from that clearance, financial clearance, that we issue you the deed. And when we see that financial clearance, Mohammed is supposed to put into our escrow account the 5% of that cost on the financial clearance, which he didn't want to do. So that's why he went about his own business. So when things were getting too pathetic for the Liberians that have spent their monies paying for those homes, I then decided, because I couldn't get any good redress from the then chairman of the Land Authority, I then decided to write the Minister of Justice, Honorable Oswald Tuweh. I wrote him and he put a committee together. He forwarded, and I wrote him requesting his intervention in this whole millennium situation. So I put all the things together, the MOU between defense, the MOU between Millennium, and all of the other correspondences between the National Housing Authority and the Land Authority. I put that dossier together and forwarded it, submitted it to the offices of the Minister of Justice. Then he forwarded that to the Solicitor General to handle these issues. Then upon that, Solicitor General called me, he sent a communication to the stakeholders. That was National Housing Authority, Land Authority, Ministry of Justice. When we're done with that, there was need for the Dwazon citizens to join, and they joined. We had close to 5-6 meetings discussing this issue. And we are like concluding right now.
You mentioned an engagement you had with Mr. Mohammed, the developer. What was the outcome of the meeting?
As I said, there should have been a follow-up meeting because it was the initial meeting. The follow-up meeting, up to now, Mohammed has not responded to my call for that follow-up meeting. That's why I decided to forward my, can I say, my grievance, because the grievance of the Liberian people is my grievance, especially as it relates to the kind of situation we have. National Housing Authority signed an MOU with a developer. The developer breached the contract. Now Liberians are crying for their homes. People have paid their retirement monies to buy the homes, to pay for the homes. They can't get the homes. Some people can't even see a piece of ground. People pay 70,000. People pay 40,000. They can see a piece of ground to call their own. And then Mohammed is now responding to us. In fact, when we're going through the meetings at the Ministry of Justice, Mohammed only one that wants. The rest of the meetings, every day is sick. He avoided us. So I have made every effort that Liberians will be given their rights. We cannot continue like this as a country.
When at the time it got discovered, or you got to notice, or the National Housing Authority got to notice that Mohammed, the developer of the property, was allegedly breaching the contract, not rebating the 5% to the National Housing Authority, and the properties, the owners of the properties did not even have the deeds for those properties. What sort of action do you know that the government of Liberia took at the time? Even if you weren't in, but what did you come across? What sort of action did the government of Liberia take?
Well, the action the government of Liberia should have taken at that time was to have given the deed to the National Housing Authority, because that's what the MOU dictates, the public-private partnership MOU. The country should provide the land. The developer Sometimes the developer does not have funding, so we should have funding institutions. We are working towards that as a country. We don't have any right now. So this funding institution can fund the developer at certain percentage and the developer fund at certain percent. Okay, but this developer had own funding. So we should have provided the land. But land authority refused to give National Housing Authority the deed.
What was their reason for that?
I don't know, best known to themselves. I don't know. I wasn't around. I just met the issue. That's why I reported this situation to the land authority. And I called Mohammed. Let's go together to the land authority so that we can see how we can resolve the issue of the deeding. But since he came in with his lawyer for that one meeting, he never stepped his foot here again. And because of his running away, and I had written the land authority, things were still going this way. I wrote the Justice Ministry.
It's been pretty close to 5 years. Some of the property owners we spoke with said they got to know about the investment since 2021, some said 2022 or so. We're going pretty close to 5 years in this thing. Is there any hope for Liberians who have invested their money in this particular initiative?
Yes, there is hope. I will tell them not to give up. You know, Liberians are Liberians. We started a conversation. We have a chat room. When people come for vacation, December, this place will be full. When they know that I'm going to that meeting, in fact, the Justice Ministry, we had to leave from upstairs in the SG office, come to the conference room downstairs. By then, they were in sync up. And we're all together. In the meeting, we concluded that LLA must issue deeds for portion given to NHA. So I was asked to pay for the survey to be deeded. I paid for the survey. That Saturday one in the field there to survey. I made different story there.
What was the story there?
The story there was different. That NHA shouldn't be giving portion of land after we have agreed in the meeting. That land should be divided between villagers and defense. So land authority people said no, the NHA was supposed to survey for today. And now we come in the field, different stories here. So we cannot survey. The land authority survey us, so we can survey.
So the issue here now, is it just with the portion of the land that belong to the National Housing Authority, or are there also issues with the one belonging to the Ministry of National Defense and the Dwazop Township?
My concern is the land that was given to National Housing Authority, of which homes have been built, and Liberians have spent their money, paid for those homes. Let our land be deeded to National Housing Authority so we can go back to our MOU with the Millennium Construction Company. That's a legal thing to be done. That's a moral thing to be done. That's the right thing to be done for the Liberian people.
Has it also come to your attention that some of the homeowners, some of those who currently live in the estate, have been requested to rebuy the land that the properties are situated on?
I heard those rumors, but I don't want to take credence to them. My concern is, you please deed this land to National Housing Authority. Right now, I'm not thinking about the 5%. And my concern is that Liberians must be given the rights that is due them. Those that pay 20,000, 30,000, even if they can't get a house, let them get a piece of land. That moment when we get to that other river, what my man will do to the piece of land that we get, we will cross it. But there's law. This country is a country of law. One individual can just go like that, man, and treat our people like this. My dear people, one young lady was working with, I think, either LTA, and she sort of like retired or so. And she sat in this chair, narrated her story between she and Mohammed. They get paid for 2 different areas, close to $80,000. That young lady was like giving up. She may not be that young, but she's pretty, you know. And I shed tears. Can you imagine you struggle to save money in this country that's money? You forfeited a lot. And you say, okay, I'm reaching this age. At this age, this is where I want to be. I want to settle myself. Mommy, can what I get for her? And think, okay, she saw one window level house, the other 40,000, she can see nothing. And these people deserve to be treated rightly. Only us and Millennium can handle this. We have an agreement with Millennium. Mama came here and said, how soon you refuse to give me D? That's a big issue right now. Okay, land authority, give housing the deed. And then Mama, I will go back to Justice Ministry. He will give us an inventory of persons that have paid for homes at the various categories. And we will make sure that these people, they are right, let them be given their rightful place in this nation.
Just a final question from my end. During the last interview we conducted with the residents, some of them claimed that some ex-officials of government had gone claiming 16 homes. For example, Pepsi Yeke, for example.
Now you come and play your part. That's a big rigmarole here.
Anything you want to say, Rosie?
I think that all I can say, let the land be deeded to the National Housing Authority. The last meeting I had with the Minister of Justice and the Solicitor General, who the Minister of Justice gave the assignment to have meetings with the stakeholders, and he concluded that the two of us, we should ensure that the land is deeded to the National Housing Authority. We're concluding that on tomorrow because there is a scheduled meeting for tomorrow, 11 o'clock. So the SGI are on this, we will conclude it.
Do you think it was a mistake to have the property developer going ahead to develop the property, selling homes when in fact the land was not deeded? Do you think it was
What do you think?
No, I'm asking, what do you think? Do you think it was a...
Well, let both of us as intellectual conclude on this. For me, it was the wrong path. Yeah, and that can never happen again in this new dispensation.
The folks, assuming some of the victims are watching this particular interview, what do you have to say to them?
Well, a lot of them know me because we're in the chat room together. We talked together. So few of them came over. We worked together for this wrongful deed that has been done towards them. And I'm still hopeful that something good is going to come out of this. And I want to thank you, Spoon, for taking over this situation. My colleagues came to me and told me about some of the conversation that have been held and some of the conversation on Facebook about what is happening today to the National Housing Authority and what is happening to Liberians as regard this wrongful deed that is being done to them by the Millennium Construction Company. Please, let's hold together. Let's be hopeful. And at the end of the day, you will be deeded. You will get your home. Some people will get their land. I mean, the story plenty. The story plenty. There is a lady that encouraged, she's a former Solicitor General of the Republic of Sierra Leone. She encouraged her cousin, go get something. The way the people got this beautiful estate in Liberia, pay for one of the homes. For her, she paying her own property in Marshall. They gotta get that woman 40,000. 40,000 United States dollars. He took it from some savings a year. You know what she made there? The bare ground. Now,
not a structure, not a single structure.
Not structure for her. At least she got a piece of land there. Not a structure, but she has put a structure up. The last time she was there is almost a window level. So she's taking her retirement fund. I'm saying this so Liberians can know, even the government can know what is happening over there. The pains. I don't want to narrate this particular lady because she's like a sister now to me. She using her retirement cash when she get it every 6 months. She comes down to start. She said, what do I do? I said, it's too tough. She said, well, when I come to do my project, I will divide the funding now and start doing my cousin. I can't go back to him without anything. So she's at window or roof level now. And several more Liberians are going through this. Another brother just called me from the US. The home he had nephews there. He has paid 80,000 United States dollars. Recently, they came and evicted his nephews.
Who did the eviction?
He doesn't know people came and evicted their home for them. So these are the kind of people. Now we want, if we get this deed, Mommy will give us an inventory of everybody. I have some listing that those from the diaspora were in the chat room.
How
that
many
they sent me.
persons approximately from the diaspora?
The number growing every day because something is happening. People keep paying money to that man. So one home has been owned by close to 4 persons by now. Yeah.
Well, MD, thanks a lot for.
I'm not even going to talk about locals. We got one big sister right now. They took her to court, and I'm in Pepe. You can't take my money. You give me key, and you take me into court. So the story long, a plenty.
Well,
we will continue with this conversation as time goes by.
We really appreciate you giving us the time to conduct this interview. Thanks a whole lot for talking to Spoon TV.
You're welcome.
Well, folks, we want to say thanks to everyone for watching. We've been in conversation with the managing director.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. That depends on wherever you're watching from. Welcome to the Nightly Exchange. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for being here this evening. Thank you for being here this afternoon. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for being here, for being patient with us. We want to thank you so much. Always, please do us a favor. Share the show. Go on your Facebook, your YouTube, and share the show, please. Share it. Subscribe. Comment. Please do those things for us and come back here. Let's talk about Liberia, okay? Let's talk about what we know about Liberia, what you want to know, what you want to talk about. Drop it in the comment section. Let's discuss. Liberia is all of our business to discuss. It's not one person. So we all have to make it. Since we all cannot be in government, we cannot be government officials, we cannot be decision makers. I think we can be our own decision makers by sitting out here and talking about the good, bad, and ugly, right? Pointing it out. Shining lights on it. You never know who might see it. So come up here if you don't mind. I'm putting the link in the comment section right now to whoever wants to come up here and have a chit chat with us. You are welcome. You are welcome. Come on and let's have a chit chat about Liberia. Our civil duty, right? That's what I would call it. We got to talk about it. We got to shine a light on it. And until something changes, right? Thank you. Thank you so much. And I tried to play that video again. That's, this whole land business is like a series, right? Nelson is doing. Shout out to Nelson from Spoon. Our original host from Spoon Late Night, Nelson Coulet. As you guys know, this is the Spoon Late Night show crew that transfer over here. Yeah, you can call us displays if you want. We are refugees, okay? We displaced. We got displaced from our home, so we make a home over here. So a lot of our viewers don't know that we're over here yet. So if you keep sharing the show in your chat rooms, to your family, your friends. They will share it too, and who knows? One of those people might be the people who used to watch us, and they will be like, "Oh, yeah, they are," because they've been looking for us, right? So, yeah, please do us that favor. And like I was saying, with this whole land dispute, with the Millennium Group of Company, uh, this guy who has been scamming Liberians out of their money for homes that he promised them. You know, it has been, like I said before, a lot. It has been a big issue, but everyone's was sitting on it. You know, it wasn't out there like that. It was a big issue that was, affecting all of those people who had their money, who has given that money to this guy. But it looks like they were not speaking out about it. It's just they were just there till when one person came up, or when they went to court, and then it's like everything just burst out in the open. Everybody started coming up and saying, what they know about it. Everybody's speaking out now. And Nelson, shout out to Nelson Colette, Spoon Talk. Nelson decided to do a documentary. She was a documentary or interview or start to follow the story and get the in and out about it. And a couple of series he had done on this thing. And I will be playing it little by little till we get the full story. Those who are interested in it, because some people are, and some people, I guess, they are not involved with it, so they don't want to hear about it. But it's good for you to know, just in case somebody wants to do business with this guy. Then at least you can know the story and be like, don't try it. I know a story that this guy is doing this. You'll talk to them, you advise them not to do that. So it's also good for you to watch it and tell the story to that person. If they don't know and they want to do business with this guy, it's good for us to know because scamming people in Liberia has begun. It's becoming so, I don't know, normal. Or it's crazy. Like, this guy's a Ghanaian, as they said. He's a foreigner. How dare you? What makes you brave to come in a foreign country to start doing things like that? You should know that something is behind that. Some big hands are behind it. Because this guy, I'm not accusing anybody. According to the story, when he was doing the groundbreaking thing, whatever, President Weah was there. And some former officials have been going to the site trying to clean people's homes that they are already in, said they have so amount of homes here. So nobody, no foreigner would just be brave to come into someone else's country and just start to carry out these things without any backing, without any big hands behind and supporting them. So I guess that's why they get so bold and brave to do those things. So be careful. We have to be careful and look out for these people and do something and try to weed them out, expose them so that they will stop doing those things, right? We will. I'm waiting for the guys to come on again. So I just have to be telling you about the video. Yeah. So bear with me. We'll talk about development of Liberia, and I'll play some videos for you. We will talk about a whole lot when they come on here. But I want the guys to come on so we can all talk about it. And some things are going on. We've seen some rice. People are going back to the soil. People are making, people are farming is booming. I want to show you some pictures of that nature. And I don't know. I guess everybody's trying to make farming sexy, look sexy. So people, and this is nice. I'm not gonna do this, but I can sponsor if I have money to do that, but I don't know if I can be in there, guys. Let me tell y'all something. I'm terrified of snakes. If I ever saw snakes anywhere near me, anywhere in a house or near a house, I'm not coming in there. So I heard someone said that snakes be in these grass, in these rice. So definitely, I am not going there to cut the rice. Oh, maybe I can. When I wear the boots that are coming all the way to my, thighs, I probably can't do that. Until then, count me out. Okay. So there where we are. I can do farming though, but so let's show you some pictures here. Let's show you some things before the guys come on. And I know a lot of you can relate to these things. Look at these. Rice farm. Awesome. See these? Mm-hmm. See farming? People are having fun. This is going on in Liberia. Imagine if everyone was doing it, right? Doing this. Going back to the soil, we won't be crying for rice price going up. The rice price not jump there. The rice price don't do that because what? People will be farming, doing their own, growing their own food. And I think that's the best thing to do now because it's so many stuff that we're seeing. People are doing the artificial stuff, them creating their own rice, rubbers, and other stuff. I think the word is dangerous today. We got to be careful. So when you see people doing these things, and guess what? When they do all of those bad things, it's always get dumped in Africa. So this is a good thing that people are excited, growing their own food, going to the farm. This is really, really, really cool. And I think we should I thought I want you to see these things. I really want you to see it to admire it and for us to encourage people to do this. Everybody. This is really good. Really, really good. I love to see stuff like this. Will I be able to step in that place? Yeah, I can when I got boots. Boots on, coming all the way to my thighs. I don't think the snake will jump all the way up there to get me. So yeah, then I can do it. But until then, just no, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'll stay right on the rock and wait for them to bring it in and we buy it. That's what we're gonna do. I can. I'm sorry. Snake is not my friend. Snake is not your friend either. Do not be comfortable with snake. Please don't be. I cannot be comfortable with snakes. Anywhere snakes that don't count me there. So I always talk about going back to do farming and people my family always make fun of me like, how are you gonna do this? And I'm like, what do you mean? How am I gonna do this? And then well, you can't even, you're afraid of crawling insects. So how are you even gonna go on the farm? Is I said, okay. See, farming people always thinking when you're a farmer, you're supposed to be on the farm and be doing the work yourself. Yeah, sometimes you can do that. You can do other stuff. But do you always have to do that? My answer is no. I can be a farmer. It can be my farm. I can be there monitoring stuff. But do I have to be in the grass? I don't think so. I can be standing on the rock and telling them what I want and paying people. That's another form of job, right? Creating jobs. So yeah, I don't know what to be talking about. That's making farming sexy. My brother said, no, it's not. You're scared. You're sitting on the rock. That is not. I said, I'm a farmer. I don't have to be doing it myself for you to know I'm a farmer. And people have to understand that, you know. Don't knock my farming dreams. People have to really understand that you don't have to be in it. So I'm going to show you another one. These are the things I think we eat a lot in Liberia, according to people. The rice and this one too. Cassava. So people are doing big things, right? This is great. This is cassava being grown. See all the big cassava? Ooh, look at that forest. Look at that forest. That's a farm, y'all. Whoever looking for a farmland, yeah, you are. Oh, the BB snakes in that thing. See, farm to market road. Not perfect, but it's better. Wow. This is Liberia. See the rice? This is what we're talking about. When we say things are happening, people don't understand. No one say Liberia is better now or everything is gravy. But people are, you know, people are serious about doing things, you know, helping their country now. Everybody has the mindset now that it's not just, you know, you can't just sit down for government to come and give it to you because they don't have it. Everybody going to the sword. See, this is nice. I love to see these kind of stuff, guys. That's why I bring it to share to you. I sit here and I think I dream about living a life like this when I go back home. You know, nature. Just get in touch with nature. This is awesome. Peaceful. All you hear is the birds. This is great. I like it. And I hope a lot of you, you know, are into this to want to do this, to want to go home for us to do this and, you know, make our country food efficient and you know, we can have it and we can send out, right? We can send it out and you know, we need a lot of these, not just one person doing. So I thought to show you this while I'm still waiting for the guys to be showing you these. When I come across these videos, I get excited. I like it. And I said, let me go show my people. So I hope you appreciate me coming and showing it to you. Some of you probably seen it and some of you have not. So I decided to come on here and show it to you because I think it's beautiful. So I think it's a good thing that people are, you know, going to the soil, growing their own food, and some people making it big enough for us to sell, for them to sell as well. So kudos to those of you who are there who have already started and are putting these pictures and things online to motivate us to come home and do some of these things. Kudos, right? This is what we always call for the government to also help the people, help the local farmers to doing this with our hand, doing these things with our hands. They won't do a lot, but with help, they can do a whole lot. And you know, they'll be on fire to do it. because government giving it. And like we heard, the agriculture minister has been giving out, 500 to farmers. I think $1,000, but 500 in seeds and something, 500 in cash, something like that. And that's a good start. That's a good initiative, and we think that our people would do really good with that. So, yeah, farming on my mind this evening. So I thought I'd share that with you all. A lot of other great things are happening, and but farming is one of the things that we always talk about because we Liberians, we love our tummy, we love our rice, we love it. So we have to be, we have to encourage the people to do something about that tummy. So I show you that. Yep. So while I wait for the guys, and another, there's a lot of, let me see, show some stuff here too. Development. I know people, we're not trying to be, mouthpiece here, but we try to be honest on this channel to show things that we're seeing. People are saying, oh, what have changed? Yeah, sometimes we're not trying to be mouthpiece, but we try to show the things that we know that we see are changing and we're excited about. Their light business, yeah, their LEC business. I want someone who is also excited about it because the dark scares me a lot, and I think it's you. So then everybody with all the crimes and stuff that people talk about, with the place being light up, I think it will stop that. People will see the lights and they will not want to commit these crimes because there's no darkness there for them to do so. So they'll be scared to do that. Everywhere. And I'll show you some picture from Grand Crew in Riverside. And I mean, this is awesome, right? Motorcyclists are out and about. I wouldn't be out at that time either, but yeah, at least people can be out. People who are doing, like doing their little businesses and stuff. These, if safety is the issue, if you have everywhere looking like these and the crime rate is down, people can also use these hours, use this time to do, some business to make some money. Yep. So I just thought I'd show you those little things. Got more to show you. Hold on. Hold on. So we seen the rice, we seen the cassava, we seen the lights, small lights. Small lights, so there be lights tomorrow. People say Ellen used to say that. So we showing you that big light. We passed the small lights. We showing you the big lights now. Yep. Big lights. And the MD. That's what it is, right? The LEC. Ooh. He's doing a pretty good job, and we also appreciate that, right? Tell him thank you for what he's doing. And the overpass bridges, guys, started already. The projects has just gotten started. Somebody want to see development? I'm about to show you some. Wow, wait on my. Is this? I got more videos. Mhm. There you go. I think some of you may have seen this. Some of you have not. Showing you the projects.
All right, guys. So welcome back to our video. Just a few minutes ago, we were at the Boulevard Junction, but currently we're now here somewhere around the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex. In fact, if you look close, behind us is the former Unity Party headquarters. So this is another place where active work is ongoing for the construction of the two overpasses. So we just wanted to show you. So we just want to show you the second area. The previous area we were at Boulevard Junction. The guys were doing some digging, you know, but currently there is some serious work ongoing here, and we just want to show you my colleague Yasa and I. So let's just walk there quickly. But if you look there, you'll notice for yourselves that the engineers are on ground. They have these yellow machines here, trucks, and then they're plaiting these giant size steels right ahead of us there. And then also they've barricaded this place also from the road. So if you have, you know, used this particular location, this is one area that it's kind of have had several accidents, you know, within this particular location. Most times when you're driving, sometimes early in the morning, something of that nature. So I believe with the construction of this project, especially with the way the design looks, it will obviously prevent circumstances like that from, you know, recurring. Sure. So but again, let's show you the work that's ongoing, folks. A giant size compactor right here, right before us here, and also we see the engineers there. They've docked this place already, and they've you know, there's some caching somewhere here on the floor, but basically this is actually meant to enable them you know, plait this giant size steel. Obviously this could be probably the base, you know, for a foundation. I'm not an engineer, and then also unfortunately we cannot speak to any of the engineers here, according to them, because those coupled with the requisite authority to speak to us aren't available now as we speak. So but the guys are doing some great job. How you do, guys? How you doing? Thanks for the job. Great job. So yes. Oh, how are you, my man? I've seen someone I know. Well, guys, that's it. There you have it. The guys are doing quite a great job here. See the size of the steel thickness. This is really, really strong. And then they're joining it. Speaking of seeing someone I know, Obviously, projects like they do provide job opportunity for people. So if you notice, these are all young Liberians who now have jobs by working here on this site, and so that means a lot. Will contribute greatly. And we also do have the Chinese engineers here who are supervising this project. Ni hao. Thank you. He says, yeah. There's also an interpreter right by them there. We spoke to him not speaking to anyone because we don't have the engineers who have the requisite authority to talk to us. So, but basically, we just want to show you that there is some active. How you doing, my man? How the job? How the job? All right, thank you. Great job. So yes, basically, still plaiting stews. So if you notice, we have like up to. Yeah, 1 second, please. Just focus. So if you notice, these pavements, we have up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of them, and they're using them to, lay the steel on the floor and plait the steel actually. So I mean, basically that's what's going on. So what we got going on right now, the guys are just basically plaiting steel, and then I show you. The work that's ongoing. I mean, come to think of it, these crossover bridges do contain giant size pillows. So with the kind of steel you're looking at, it's obvious that they actually plaiting the steel, for the basement of the pillows and you name the rest. So once that is done, and then they'll be moving on to, the other steps of the process. Unfortunately, we don't have an engineer here who could talk to us to give us more or additional details. Now, where we are currently is, if you look closely there, right across there, that's the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex. And so this means the bridge will obviously come this way and then cross or, fly right before the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex and go as far as the Musu Spot End. That's how far it's going to go. So, but I mean, this is great work. This tells you that the project is actually alive, where the guys actively digging. You saw the machine there, and then we're here again at another location where the guys are plaiting the steel. So yes, thanks for watching and thanks for following us. And also, you can leave your comments in the comment section. My colleague Yasa might appreciate those of you who are watching, and I probably read out your comments. But what are your concerns? Also, if you have any concerns, you can leave them in the comment section. We just wanted to show you the work that's ongoing, just to show you. You probably might have seen several videos online already, or have seen pictures. I think we posted pictures of this place just the other day on LNTV. So, but let Yasa recognize some of you who are watching already. Thanks for watching that.
Thank you so much, Anthony Williams. So, folks, let us now go to the comment section for a recognition. So, John Fowler says, I'm watching live from Minnesota, USA. Anthony Wigan say, following you guys from San Quentin, Nema County. John E. Woodson says, watching you from Kakata, Magibi County. Jonathan M. Sa says, whoa, real government empowered. Even if JMB is in the...
That's not necessary.
Yeah, that's not necessary. So let us now move to the next person who says, following from district number 10, Monserrado County. So that Sa says that. Bobby says, thank you so much. I'm following from Gansa City, Nema County. At least Liberia is moving to a perfect development. And Joseph says, I'm watching you from Saclay. Then it says, following you from Canada. So, folks, if you just joined us, we'd like to say thanks so kindly for joining us. Kindly leave your concerns in the comment section so that we can highlight it and might be concerns. But kindly just drop your comments below wherever you join us. However you join us, wherever you are, thank you so much. But we are still here, right opposite the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex, where work is going on actively for one of the overhead bridges here in the Concord Town area. So earlier on, we were opposite the Ministry of Health, and currently we are here opposite the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex. So let us now move in for a little bit to show you what's happening here. So folks, yeah, this is where we are. I mean, Peter Hammond says, this is why we voted you for. I am watching you from Dwason, Magibi County. Andrew says, I'm following you from the office of Gandersville Township Commissioner. Daniel says, good afternoon, folks. I'm watching you from District number 5, Montserrat County. Thanks so kindly for the update and congratulations to you, Mr. President. Voting you was never a mistake. April Moses, hello, I'm watching you from Soul Clinic Community. Siafa says, I'm watching you from Raleigh. Park
From
up.
where?
Red light.
I thought you won't call it like Rainway.
Really? Red light. So yeah, I mean, folks, we're still here opposite the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex, and we are here showcasing all of what that's going on as it relates to the overhead bridge project.
Yeah, I mean, another job opportunity for young Liberian engineers, you know. They come to think of it, this is going to be the first of its kind in Liberia. So being amongst those construction engineers to participate in a process of this nature, that's a lot of experience, you know. Yeah. Some of these guys years to come will be saying we were the ones who, you know, built the first ever overpass bridge in Liberia. Just some smaller one. I know in Maryland, it's not necessarily like an overpass bridge, but there's something of that nature in Harper. Yeah, but it's not like as compared to what's coming. What's in Harper was just basically to because it's built in a way that the heavy duty vehicles, you know, pass under to go to the port of Cape Palmas, and then the lightweight vehicles will pass on top. But I was built back there in the ages, so but it's still functional. But we're talking about a project of this nature is, I mean, very huge, you know, and I mean, this is actually crucial for Liberia's infrastructure outlook. Apart from the fact that it will help to decongest traffic and do other things, this project will obviously give a facelift to the country's infrastructure outlook, especially within the Congo Town area. Come to think of it, Pinsville is one of those places that's fast developing in terms of infrastructure. And so, I mean, this project will also add to that and make Pinsville even more beautiful. Now, everybody want to move to Pinsville now, it's not easy. Yeah, yes. And then if you go to the highway where they're doing the Roberts International,
Oh, guys. So that was a little update on the new overpass bridge. Just wanted to show you that to see some of the things that's going on in the country. Welcome. You know, I always try to call you Elvis Eric. I try to put your last name and your first name, join something together, Paris and Elvis. Welcome.
It's okay. I'm used to that. Thank you.
You're used to it? Somebody do that to you too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel better now. So, yeah, thank you for
I think
coming
that
on.
there's a brand name that's similar to mine. So people always, yeah.
Good for you. It must be some money, man. Break me off something.
No. I didn't say it's mine. I said it's similar.
Maybe it's connected to some money people that we don't know about.
And
Eric,
now,
no.
how I hope.
How you? Okay, we'll see. But yeah, tell us what's on your mind. I was just showing some videos and showing some farm. I don't know if you were watching. showing some rice, some cassava. I mean, every time I see those things, I just be like, ah, just want to be here.
I know.
I just like love nature and stuff when I see it. But the funny thing about it is, I was telling everybody, I love nature, right? I love this, something out there, the chirp of the birds and all of that. But I don't like currying insects. I don't know.
But those things attract the
How we
insect.
gonna do that? The farm life that I'm looking up to. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but yeah, I guess when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Yeah, I can't stand no growing insects. Nope.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's going on? And tell me a little bit more. Have you ever been on a farm before? Did you ever, live on a farm? Did you ever have experience these farm life? Tell us
Yes,
about it.
I did. As a matter of fact, I was actually born in Sugarcane Farm in Buchanan.
Oh. Is
Yeah.
that the name of the place, or you were born in a sugarcane farm? Does
No,
that
it's
make
the
sense?
name of the place.
Okay.
But obviously, there used to be a sugarcane farm
Yeah.
that actually transformed into a settlement. But
Mhm.
I was born in the settlement, not the sugarcane farm. And
Okay.
then, less than a year old, I my parents took me to Orange Grove, Grand Bassa County. It's a Concord settlement,
I think I
but
heard about Orange Grove.
it has a boundary or a border with Margibi County, where you have the Farmington River.
Mm.
Yeah. So we usually trade with uh Firestone or Margibi.
I think and my mom family from like, is it closer to the number one, what, compound one, something like that?
Yeah, it's closer to number one, but that means you have to pass Orange Grove before you can go to number one. So I'm sure it's like less than 30 minutes drive.
Louisville.
Yeah,
That's
that is
number
about
one.
it's about 45 minutes or excuse me. It's
Bless you.
about 45 think it's about 45 minutes to 30-minute drive from that Louisville area. So
Mm.
we are the first, in fact, it's called district number one. But compound one is within district one, as a matter of fact.
Mm.
So yeah. But we are closer to Margibi than any other area. Yeah, because we share the river boundary with Margibi, which is the Farmington River. So I'm not sure if you have heard of cotton tree before. Cotton tree. Have you heard of cotton tree?
Everybody heard about cotton trees.
No, not everybody. No,
Everybody heard about. I heard
not
about
everybody.
cotton tree. I heard about smell
So,
no taste.
okay. So smell it, but let's say cotton tree. Let's use cotton tree. So cotton tree is like a stone throw from Orange Grove.
Mm.
Yeah. Smell no taste is an equivalent of RIA.
Right.
But you can be at the airport of RIA and see Orange Grove because the river is still there. But once you're at the airport, like there's a hotel there called, what's the hotel name? It's a very big hotel,
Farmington,
Farmington Hotel. So
right?
you can be at Farmington Hotel and see Orange Grove.
Well, the upper level.
Even if you're at the bottom level, you'll still see the river. So it is only the river that separates Farmington River from Orange Grove. Yeah,
Mm.
so that river that you see at the Farmington Hotel, or even the RIA,
Mm.
across there is the Orange Grove place. So I zoomed that in to tell you that I grew up in a settlement. I farmed there as a kid. In fact, I left my cassava farm. And then I moved to Monrovia in 2004. And I left my cassava farm. I've always used to ask, how my cassava doing? My uncle went there. They said,
After how many years? They will still be there with.
no, it was during, I moved to Moravia October of 2004. So around March of 2005, I kept asking, how my cassava farm doing? And my uncle went there. He said, oh, the harvesting, and they sold it. But uh, I'm a farm boy.
Did you appreciate it then when you're on that farm, when you have the life? Because sometimes when I'm looking at those life, those like nature and the like things that I was just showing right now, and I say I want to go there, I want to live there. And then people who lived that life before, they said when they were there, they never appreciated it. But now, thinking about it now, coming to the Western world and seeing things and thinking about it, they kind of appreciate it more now. So that's why I'm asking you, when you were there, when you were living that life, did you appreciate it then?
I didn't, because we had the mindset that in fact, Moravia was considered as the Western world to us at the time, or to me at the time. That was the city, life is there, electricity is there, cars, and all kinds of stuff. So as a child, I always crave, or I used to crave to go to the city.
There's not a village.
No, I agree, but it's not as advanced as Moravia. So Moravia was like my America as a child. You have to remember, I was a child. So
Mhm.
I didn't appreciate it. I wanted a city exposure. But then when I got to the city, then I started craving for the village life. Even in America here, I'm craving to go back to Liberia.
Mhm.
Not just to go back, but to live. That's the
Right.
funny thing. That's the funny thing about life. People right now, people in Liberia will tell you, even if you were to amputate one of the legs to come to America, they will agree. But when they get here, after a year, they're like, it doesn't worth it. They crave to return home. That
Well, the
that
only thing that worth it is that I guess they got jobs, they can work and get well. That's the I guess that's what they would like about it, and they can make their life better
yeah.
by working, by doing that. But
But they don't realize the freedom that they have back home, the
mm,
family that they have back home, the way you interact with people back home, you wouldn't have these privileges here. Like here,
mm,
I'm just in a room, from a room to a job, from a job back in my room. You got relatively nowhere to go. You see, so they
everybody's
don't
working.
understand that. Yeah, I mean, they don't understand that this is almost like a semi prison. You're not free to do anything. You always conscious about the law and the police and the law and the police and about rent. But back home, like for example in Liberia, even if you're renting, you pay for a year. Here you pay every month.
Mm.
So that alone is traumatizing. Anything that happened to you is
It's
traumatizing.
traumatizing to pay every month. I thought it was traumatizing to pay the whole
No,
year. What if you don't have the
no.
whole year?
Every year is better than every month, because the thing about here is that you must be at a job. You must be employed to pay every month. Because let's say in a month you are sick, you're unable to work. You know what happened to you? You become homeless. The landlord doesn't care about your health condition. He doesn't care whether you're in prison. But at least if you pay every year, like we are used to in Liberia, you have
Mm.
that space. You're not thinking about your landlord, but here, that's on the first, from the first to the fifth,
Yeah,
you're thinking
it's
about
that
paying
word,
rent.
huh? Yeah.
And, you might not be in my situation. I mean, you've been here for many years. Maybe you have your own house, you have paid your mortgages, so you might not
Yeah,
understand what
I
I'm
got
saying.
mortgage. I got mortgage. I'm in the house, but I got mortgage to pay
Uh-huh.
monthly.
You see?
So yeah.
Like in Liberia, people just buy the car, but here you want a good car that can take you for the snow. I mean, the winter, the summer, whatever. You want a new car,
Yeah, do
at least
quality.
that can withstand. And to have a new car here, you might not have the resources to put $20,000 to $40,000. So if you take a car note, you still worry. But back home, we pay our $5,000, we get our Pabi Soto, we moving, we don't nothing care. Even the insurance. How many people in Liberia do insurance in Liberia? We wait for when the Ministry of Transport got every month they can come or in a year, I think twice a month, whatever.
Mhm.
So you say, okay, say I didn't insure my car, let me park it. After the month, I use my car. So we have, until we have that leverage. But here, you don't have that leverage. So there are a lot of things.
You got Larry for violating the law?
No, my brother, you're not violating the law. It's our
Now
culture.
what?
It's our culture, Tata.
That's not culture.
Crazy, eh? No, man, our
Now
way
what
of
today
life,
I
Tata.
asked
That's the
Senator
way
Dillon
of
the
life,
question I
man.
asked
Yeah,
today on
that's
that
how we all
platform.
live. See that thing. They may not talking. Say go like pray, you do that same thing.
I mean,
I will
it's
not do
not
it.
bad. That's wrong. It's kind of
Let me
like
just say
when
this,
we look
right?
at it, we
No,
say,
the
Let me
reason
just say
saying
this,
is
right?
that's
Now
the
wrong.
what
way
I asked
of
Senator
life.
Dillon the question I asked you today. I
No,
asked
let
him,
me
I
tell you,
said,
the reason saying is
you
wrong
read
because
the
you are
bill, you saw
conscious.
the bill, and the bill
You are
put
conscious.
me. I didn't leave Liberia because I wanted to leave Liberia. That war chased me out of Liberia, forced me out of Liberia. Then you go pass law to put restriction on us. Then you say, oh, in the last 40 years, they were not there. How can you? Then people who come to Liberia, who natural last in Liberia, got more privileges than we, the natural born citizen of Liberia, from that dual citizenship bill. What kind of sense does it make?
What does it say about naturalized citizens?
The
No, but
naturalized
Anto,
citizen can run to be representative, senator, can be minister, deputy minister, all of that. We that natural born citizen that got citizenship in different countries. We cannot.
no, that's
We
true.
have to give away our citizenship. If you are U.S. citizenship, you gotta give.
No,
If you have a
no,
U.S. citizenship, you have to give
Anthony,
it away.
no,
how,
Anto,
yeah,
that's true.
how is
Huh?
No,
that?
Anto, that's true. That
What do you
that
mean by
that
that? True.
law.
I asked Senator Dillon today on the show. He talking about that's not true.
No. Let
The
me
man
inform you.
who sponsored the bill, who voted for the bill.
No. Let me inform you. Let me refresh you.
Okay, so what
I'm not
what you about
sure.
the law not true?
No, I come in. I'm not sure whether you spoke with Senator they don't one-on-one or you just sent a message.
I was on the closing argument that we having as a guest.
No, did you speak with him one-on-one on it?
I asking direct question. Just you and myself speaking now today.
Okay.
First of
So
all,
my
he lay out what he has done as a senator since he began a senator, the bill that he's co-sponsored and the bill he introduced to pass and all of that different thing. He
so
had a time to
so let
outline
me
everything he have done
so
as a senator,
so
and
so
then
let me
I had a
say
chance to ask him a question. The very first question I asked him, now that dual citizenship bill, because for me, it has been a bill that I did not support because I feel as though they
Because you got
punish,
ambition.
no
punish
let me
we
no Anthony
the
Anthony
Liberian, natural born Liberian. It was a serious punishment on us that
no
left the country. And
Well, Eric said you want to say something.
no let
and
me say
so,
something
so
to
what
you
do you want me to
Anthony.
teach me here? Like,
Okay.
yeah, go
No,
ahead.
no, I'm not teaching you. I'm just trying to refresh the both of us memory.
Okay.
When the CDC was in power, the
Yeah,
George Weah
President, we are not
government.
building the law because CDC are in power when not bill pass.
No, it didn't pass on CDC.
It did. President, we
Yes,
are
it
signed
did.
it into law. What are you talking about? Refresh your memory.
So
It was
hear
President
me.
Weah who signed it into
No,
law. It passed the Akara Grading introduced that bill first, right? It passed in the House. Then it went to the Senate. They don't then push it. And then it passed
no,
in the
no,
Senate.
no, but hear me out.
From the
At first,
House, Akara then passed it with no restriction. Now in the Senate, it got the restriction.
no. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But at first, President Weah introduced that in the referendum. Remember, we had a referendum
In
that
the
put this very
referendum,
bill.
what President Weah did in the referendum, he tried to reduce tenure. There was so many things. I voted. I even now vote by campaign against the referendum, and the reason is simple: the Liberian people did not have the opportunity to fully understand, and all they were telling people, just vote yes, 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 yes. I said, no, you can't just vote yes, yes,
No,
right?
but
Because
can you
that
can you allow
referendum.
me can you allow me to unpack it a little?
No, that
Go
ain't.
ahead,
Let
go
you
ahead.
finish. Come
Let me
on.
be
Yeah.
myself.
So in the referendum, President Weah introduced that bill that Liberian born that are out of the country, and even Liberians who were born out of Liberia by Liberian parents should have the same right that Liberians who are back home have. DeLone and other campaign against that, including you, because at the time the CDC said vote yes to all, which included the very presidential term to be reduced from 6 years to 5 years.
So they try
Yeah,
to manipulate the people
they don't
by
know all the
passing a bill
campaign against
against
that.
it.
They campaign against that and they defeated that.
They campaign against it because the
Brother,
way y'all had
referenda
it.
is not for
Y'all
the
put
How
president
we
it
to
had it?
among
dictate to people. You know what referenda are for? Referenda are for the citizen to have an upper time to review what they are being told about, so they can have a informed decisions. So you can just push a referendum on people 3 months to the election and then you expect them to vote all yes? No.
No, but the
But
mistake
that's what
you're
they did.
making is that. So let me ask you. So when was the bill passed by President Weah? Did the citizen have information on it? Since you claim that President Weah passed it, when was it
Okay.
passed?
So
It
again,
wasn't a
there are two
referendum.
different things we're talking here.
No,
In
I
legislation,
understand
no,
the
no, no.
part.
Listen now, Eric. You raised a point. Let me make the clarity. A referendum is completely different from a legislation that is introduced in the House and the two chambers of the House vote upon it. That's separate. Referendum is for the citizen to have a participation. Legislation, we do not have a participation. Well, we have a participation indirectly by our representation by lawmakers, right? But referendum is the citizen themselves making the decision, making the choice. For instance, if we were to say, let's amend the Constitution of Liberia, it is the citizen that can amend the Constitution of Liberia through referendum. It's not lawmaker that will say, "Oh, you know what? We're going to the chamber in the section for all the amend the Constitution." So on the referendum side, the time given was short. Listen, the bill has to be printed. It has to be given to the citizen. They have to review it, have a full understanding before they vote upon it. You can't wait 3 months to the election, then you release it. And you know the challenges we have in the country. They, access to many parts of the country, no good roads, nothing. And you expect all cities you are saying they are not even trying to help, at least do a jingle education or something for the people to know. They guys say vote all yes. Voting all yes for what?
Anthony, because they had our presidential team miss between it too. So that's why they said that. And that's why people said no to. That's why people said no to it, Eric, because it was among that presidential nonsense to extend the tenure or the term or whatever.
No, but this is a mistake. I mean, this is a mistake you're making.
Yeah, but
No,
Eric, you got to blame the
No.
CDC, right? Sometimes they can get some good things. They don't
No, the
communicate to
mistake you're
people and they
making.
expect people to know.
One at a time, guys.
The mistake both of you making is to assume that there was an extension of the presidential term when actually there was a reduction of the presidential years.
Eric, give me a break.
It will reduce to 1 year to 5 years.
No,
Listen
I'm not giving you a break.
Listen,
I'm not giving you a break.
Eric,
I'm reminding you. No, listen now. Anthony, any incumbent president that will introduce a referendum that will pass to limit the presidential tenure does not benefit, according to our Liberian law, will not benefit from if there is an extension. President Weah, when his first time, he introduced a reduction within the 6 year. He maintained the 2 term, but the 2 terms should be reduced from 6 years to 5 years.
That's not true.
How you say that's not true?
No, I agree on that point. He wanted
it was 5 years.
He wanted 5 years term, 6 year term for senator. I think 3 years for representative.
Exactly. So
I remember that. But here's the thing, Eric. The law is not retrograde. It does not go back. So we're going to begin from where the law passed.
No.
President, what do you mean by no?
Anthony,
President Weah was already into 2 years of a presidential term when he introduced that, right? 2 years.
The law was taking effect in his next term.
Right?
What are you saying?
So when was
All
the
of
law
you,
going to
all
take
of you
effect?
were just anti-George Weah until you didn't even take your time to read the
So
law.
when was the law going to take effect?
The law will have taken effect in the 2023 election.
It was going to take no.
Boy, you go, no.
If that law going to go into what do you call?
What do you think? What do you think are going to take effect? When they
So-
say
It
the
was
law
gonna
is not,
take
no, let me
effect
tell you
in
something. When
2023.
they say, I mean, 1
But-
minute, when they say, sorry, my sister, when they say the law is not retroactive, that means if you won an election with 6 years, and in that period, there's a law that say that reduce your term, it means that they will not reduce your term
Yeah.
at the time you won the election, not
You're
at the
right,
time
yeah.
you're going for another election. When you're
Right.
going to another election, then the law takes effect. The law, not say because George Weah was elected in 2017 and there was a law passed in 2021, so we'll reduce 1 year for his term. No, that's why they say the law is not retroactive. When
my
the law will
question,
not go back.
listen now, my question to you here, why George Weah tried to do it in 2020? Why didn't he do it 2021 and 2022? Why he tried to force that law into the midterm election?
No, that law. I think the law was we gotta get the law and bring it. I think from what I understood was he was
That
trying to make it
midterm,
in
that
the way
midterm
that
they
he
brought it.
did. Let me
Now
finish
in the
my
midterm
thing.
election,
They
they
were trying
brought
to
it.
make it in a way that he something for the something extended. There was something
Hear me.
beneficial
If George Weah
in
didn't have
the
anything,
judge. Let me finish now.
okay,
There
sorry.
was something that Judge Weah was benefiting from something extended out of something turned or we gotta get that law and read it. But it was something in there for Judge Weah. It was not something like he was just reducing everything because he loved Liberia. That's not it. No, something was in there. It wasn't right. That's what people were saying. They should say no to it.
Didn't
yes,
in
but
order
yes,
argue
yes,
that
but
George
yeah,
Weah's
Eric.
son, who was born in America, who have benefited from the dual citizenship? That's the simple reason they killed that law. Nothing else.
What?
I mean,
What?
yes, they said George
George
Weah's
Weah
son
don't
that was
have
born in
children in the
America.
diaspora?
Pardon?
I don't know have children here. What are you talking about?
But I'm not talking about you that in the diaspora. I'm talking about I was talking about Liberia at the time. I'm telling you, the politics that was preached. They had two politics against George Weah. Number one, they said his son who was born in America would have had the same privilege of Liberian citizens who were born in Liberia. That was one. Two, they claimed that he would have had a third term. That was the claim.
Yeah.
But the
That
question I
those
have
were
for
the
you here,
two.
Eric.
Those were the two pillars.
Eric.
Where Anthony and that Eric finish. We get with that show. We're making it like back and forth between you and Eric right now. Let Eric finish. Yeah. So
No,
we
I
go
mean,
on
let you
another
go ahead.
topic.
Let you go ahead. Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
Okay.
You sure? Okay. So the point I'm
Please,
trying to
you
make
welcome
here,
Mars. Welcome Mars.
the point I'm trying to make here, Eric, is that if George Weah didn't have anything to have, he could have waited right after the midterm 2020 and introduce the referendum so that people study the referendum and have a clear understanding, to be educated to the Liberian people, so that 2023, the referendum, is on the ballot. But they didn't do it. George Weah won the election 2017. He took over 2018. They didn't talk about referendum. 2019 came and they didn't talk about referendum. By the time we hit 2020 in February, referendum hit the scene. They start talking about it. It came out in June. The same time where they launched campaign, at the same time they brought about referendum. What time do you have to educate the people? So referenda is for the citizen to have a better understanding of the law that are being changed, amended, and all of the different things. You don't get shove the thing down people's throats, for lack of a better term, and say, oh, we're having a referendum for the good of the country. You don't do that. That was a political move.
Yeah.
And that's why we campaign against
There
it.
was something in there for him. I remember that. But
That's why I don't regret campaigning against it. You know why? Because if you know you want to do something good, do it for the country in good faith. There was no rush to this thing. Like right now, I'm advocating that a referendum can come up so that if we have a midterm, we can have it. Why? Because right now, no midterm, everybody free, everybody can think, everybody can have a time to look at the law. So if we want to reduce presidential tenure, if we want to amend the constitution, we want to do all the different things now, This is time now to start working on it. So that by the time it's midterm election, people who have had upper time to review the law, understand it, and then vote upon it. You can't just rush these things. That's how they rush the citizenship thing now today. Look at what they're doing. A natural born citizen, my inherent right. I was born with this thing. I'm entitled to it. You won't take it from me. You
Yeah,
forced
what
me
do
out
you
of the
mean?
country. Some of the same people who voted on the bill are the same people that chased us out of the country. Some of the people who voted on this bill are the same people that chased us out of the country during the war.
So what did Dylan tell you?
So Emmy, one
The law
minute. People,
justification to the to this bill is the 1974 Alien and Nationality Law automatically cancel our citizenship if you obtain your citizenship elsewhere. So at least this one here is something better than nothing. Now, here's the tricky part. When Akara Grader introduced this bill, the work on this bill in the House, it had no restriction until it passed in the House. Clear cut, no restriction. The same right we had as natural born citizens prior to dual citizenship, that's what we had, right? When it got to the Senate, the likes of Dillon and other folks interjected this whole restriction things, and it passed into law. You understand?
Because there were people in the Senate that wanted to
that
reject
the Senate
it.
bribe a restriction. The House passed it without restriction.
That's what I'm saying. Some people wanted to reject it, so they said they should
so
put
so
restriction.
Emmy, let me just say this, and then you bring Brother Morris in. In 2000, when Ellen was president, she introduced a referendum in our country, and Brother Morris was in Liberia at the time. He can attest to that. That referendum was held in 2011 when we had a presidential election. The reason in Liberia we do that is to cut down cost, because normally our elections in Liberia always financed, with the exception of 2023, always financed by donor fundings or donor funds. We don't have the resources to fund these things. Ellen referendum was in 2011, which was an election year. George Weah referendum was in 2020, which was an election year. They do that, in Liberia we say use one stone to kill two birds. So it has nothing to do with why he introduced it this time, he introduced it time. It's all about cutting down cost to minimize resources from a country that's already poor. Because it was George Weah, so they said it didn't make sense. And I agree with you that it was under the very George Weah in 2022, Dillon then, after he had won the election, he saw the need to say, okay, that thing makes sense. And you might not know, the very Dillon that gone down, the same bill that would have benefited him, because his son married a white woman, born children here, who I assume are Liberians, that will want to return home. The very bill would have benefited him, but because at the time he was on the ballot, so everything George Weah says didn't make sense to him. But when he won the election, then it made sense to him. He began to campaign for it. So some of these things, people don't peel out their political affiliation and they take decision. And I just thought to slide this in.
But
Thank you.
okay, so because what I'm hearing is that Eric, I don't think anybody's saying that is a bad thing if it was done in good faith, right? But not having time, the citizen not having time to observe what they are voting on was the issue. You coming out talking about this and that, and in 3 months, and you talking about 15 countries?
So wait, I mean, let me ask you.
Everything was, and so there was no way that the citizen could have something. They can't just go vote for something blindly like that.
Okay, Amy, I agree. I agree. But do you know what they have done? Even when the citizen had time to vote on it, it was struck down. The senators and the national legislature went and passed it. You think the citizen even understand why the senator passed? Do they have time to read it, or have they even read it?
That's
It
what
was
they
If I
done
said,
up
ask,
to the
okay.
if
citizen
I
at
if
the
I
time.
ask 1 minute, if I ask
Uh,
Anthony today to explain that bill to me, he doesn't know.
What
But it
bill?
wasn't up to the citizen at the point. Well, whatever
But
they
what
do,
bill?
they
No,
I
it
have
don't
to.
know.
was when it's a
The citizen
referendum.
has to
No, when
approve
it's a
it.
referendum, it's for the citizen to,
No,
because
it was
the
Yeah,
passed.
but they
NEC,
have
No,
they
it
no,
have
wasn't a
Amy,
opportunity to
referendum
read,
then.
Amy,
understand it.
Amy, in a referendum, the Liberia Elections Commission, the NEC National Election Commission, they can do voter sensitization. They will put those flyers, or they will educate
Did you
people.
see
It
that
happened
doing
in
it in the
2011.
particular
No,
referendum
one
I'm talking
minute,
about?
1 minute, brother, you're coming. It happened in 2011.
That's
Brother
very
Morris
nice.
was in
You
Liberia.
leave my
They
shit.
had all those information out. In 2020, those same information were out. But when the senator or when the national
It
legislature
wasn't.
passes it at the level of a statutory law, which they have that power to do, the citizens have no information about it. But it is still binding on them.
Thank you.
So which of the two, has privilege for the average citizen to understand?
Come here.
The one they don't pass.
Alright.
How many are brand
Morris,
new
come
about
there,
it?
play my brother. The other guy, he tried to play politics on the day for no
No, I'm
reason.
not playing politics. I'm saying the reality. The referendum
Okay.
is far more
Let's
better.
move
I
on.
agree with that the citizen would not even understand. But at least it gave them the opportunity. But unlike the one the senators
Are
and the
you saying
representatives can pass,
2020
they have
there were jingle all around educating people on the referendum? All they were telling
they
people vote yes to all. Now,
Okay,
I
guys,
can
you're
remember
mute.
in the
You're
time
wait.
again,
So
muted.
the
Let's
one
move
that
everybody
on.
was saying
the one that didn't
yes to
pass,
all.
was that
But
jingle?
Morris, they
The
are
one that
playing
didn't
about
pass.
me
Wait, the
problem
one
there.
that didn't pass, was that jingle?
We're moving on, guys. Let's move
The one
on.
that didn't.
Let's move on. Somebody, go ahead, Morris.
To be honest, I really enjoy. Yeah, I really enjoying the two guys, the back and forth. I mean, I really enjoying it. But look, I mean, good to be here, Anthony and Eric. Look, one person who always hold the view that the reason why the country remain like this because we have now, revisited our laws. Liberia is one of the countries that with the oldest constitution. What do I mean by that? When is the last time our constitution has been amended? I don't remember. Since '86, the constitution to be amended. Countries around the world, as time goes on, they change the laws. They go, they revisit the law, they change the law because there's some laws. It's just not necessary at this point in time. I remember when we hosted Councilor Gonglo at the time. I asked him that question. Look, even this America, we all know that Americans have amended their constitution, I think 27 times, if I'm not mistaken. I think the last time they amended the constitution was in the early 90s, either 91 or 92, around there. But we have a constitution where we just do it and just lay it down. And, so I'm happy for us to, go back into this and look some of the constitution. But the problem of our country, Eric talk about the referendum that was prior to 2011 election. And the campaign against that referendum was too strong. Because people always feel that the government in power will benefit. I remember those referendum. I think there were 5 things that were on that referendum. Only one passed. The only one that passed was a simple majority. The simple majority in the legislative, elections, where representing a senator, simple majority. You ain't got to be 50%, 50.1. That was the only thing that passed. Meaning the highest vote, when you senator, you represent the higher vote, you win. The campaign was so strong. So that referendum, the only thing that passed was, like I said, a simple majority. Under President they came up with the same referendum. Again, the campaign around it was so strong. And some of the reason too, because the way the government at the time was conveying the message, especially when it comes to the reduction of the presidency from 6 years to 4 years, senator from 9 years to 6 years, representative from 6 years to 4 years, and so the campaign was so strong because people were trying to take caution of. I think there was a country where they passed similar reduction of presidential. So the president at the time took advantage over that, like what Anthony was talking about, took advantage, say no, when the law was passed, I was not the president.
Guinea.
Yeah, when the law was
Guinea
passed,
did it, Africa did it.
Yeah, I think Ivory Coast did it. When the
No, they
law
did
was
not
passed,
reduce. No, they did not reduce that term. They extended it. So that's not true.
Africa now, the
They're
president
just gonna
is
finger
running
in
for his
there.
third term.
No,
yeah,
they did not reduce the years. They extended the term.
I
That's
understand, but
different.
Africa president now running for the third term.
Yeah,
yeah, but what about
because when you are president, he extended the term limit.
Now you
That's why
third
you need
term,
to
say he's running
understand.
for the fourth term because he has been in office 15 years. Then the presidential term in Africa are 5 years. So he been in office 15 years, he's running now for the fourth term.
No, he
yeah,
has not been in office
let me
for 15 years. He has been in
What?
let me
office for 10 years. He's running for the
let me
third term.
Oh, hold on.
let me
What you talking?
Okay,
let
y'all
me
mute
answer to,
that. Let me finish.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry,
I
brother
misspoke.
Morris, you on track. Yeah, go ahead.
let me answer so y'all can go so y'all can get back each other. You know,
No, you
but
provided
yeah,
sensitive information. I love it. Continue.
you know, so people were kind of thinking, but wait, if this law change, the president will take advantage because look, when referendum is passed, or when referendum is passed, sometimes it take like 6-7 months before it take effect. Law does not just pass automatically; they take effect. Sometimes it take like a year before it even take effect. So the politician at the day was thinking, I know if this pass, probably who knows, President Weah could change his mind, could say, look, when the law was not passed, I was not this, not the law passed, it will not, whether that is true or not, but that was the campaign of the day. So, so that has been the problem with our country. Everything is politics, So, but I one person who really feel that the reason most of things happen in the country, our laws are old. We don't change the laws. We don't go back to check this law to say, look, is this applicable today? So I give it back to the two guys, man.
No, you ain't giving it back to them. But you ain't giving it back to them like that. Let's move on. So we the Anthony Brothers referendum thing here because you talked to Dylan what is argument today. Oh,
Wow. You go talk to former life. You can't go and disturb all yet. Go
you
ahead.
still
I
right.
mean,
Don't get that other argument going.
I thought the chocolate.
Hey, the light is still there. Jack-o'-lantern, whatever, you can still see, right? You are in the darkness. But anyway, let's move on to this. Eric wanted us to talk about this breach thing with Musa Ability. Is that Musa or whatever?
Oh, what? The government said they are not taking that project in one country. Yeah, they were taking it.
No, they said, let me read it. They said, the address to Honorable Marvin Cole, Representative, Electoral District Number 3, Bone County, the Honorable House of Representatives, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia, blah, 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 blah. Dear Honorable Cole, dear Marvin Cole, the honorable name, the title, the story around you like brought too much, and most of the people there don't deserve it. But anyways, the Ministry of Public Works acknowledged reports of a groundbreaking ceremony recently held for the construction of a bridge in Bone County, which was undertaken without prior notice to the ministry and without the submission of the bridge design for technical review and approval. While the ministry appreciate every effort and means at improving local infrastructure and promoting community development, it is important to note that such action constitute an interference with the statutory mandates of the Ministry of Public Works as enshrined under the Executive Law of the Republic of Liberia, which vests the ministry with the authority for the planning, the design and approval, and supervision at all public infrastructure work nationwide. So I don't want to read the whole thing here, but in other words, they are telling them. I think we all heard it. They are telling them that they are not stopping them, right? The ministry is saying that they never saw any designs, any let's say permission, as you said. Then they didn't see any design from them. They didn't see anything for them to approve it. The safety, I guess, whatever anything. And so they put a halt to it until those things can be provided. So we will start with Eric because Eric didn't want to have problem with this thing. Mr. Purvis, let's hear you. What is the Ministry of Information, Public Works doing wrong here, in your opinion, that you wanted us to discuss?
So to begin with, when you
Mhm.
say the Ministry of Public Works is not stopping the CMC,
Mhm.
you are in serious error. Because if you read that very letter, the letter is clear. Disengage. Stop your work. Come to us. Stop.
Until
No, ask me. When you see that when you're driving in America and you see that red light, it means stop. It does not mean turn around. It means stop until you can see. So we must first acknowledge that there's a stop. So for you
okay.
to say so for you to say they're not stopping then that's wrong. I mean you reading the letter from the lens of Unity Party. You're not reading it from an
Okay,
objective
so let me
perspective.
make it clear. I'm right here. Don't try to think. What I mean that they're not stopping them. Shoot, in case they present all of these things that the Public Works is asking for, the project, they can go ahead with the project. The project will still commence, right? That's what I mean. They're not stopping. They're not telling them say you are not allowed. You are not gonna do it. No, don't you ever do that, or else you will go to jail. That's what I mean that they are not stopping them. They did not go through the proper channel. So that's why they're stopping them at this point to go through the proper channel before doing it. So you
But
can't tell me say that
but but
you know the party, hold on, you know the party business.
you made it think clear, Jana. They are stopping them because so that means there's a stop. So we gotta acknowledge the stop.
So
You
what
just
is
said
the
it. They are
United Party
stopping them
means that?
because
I'm not a United Party person. So what's the lens there?
yeah. So at least you acknowledge that there's a stop. So my point was we have and somebody said Davis, I hope he can come on later on. He was talking about CDC got more people in Liberia than Bon County, so more focus on Bon County. And apparently he has not read or take upon his time to look at the census report. The Pele tribe is the largest tribe in Liberia. The Pele constitute more than 20%. We are slightly over 5 million Liberians. If you look at 20% of 5 million, that's 1 million. CDC now got 1 million participants. The highest CDC I reached is 700,000. So the Pele people more than CDC. So when people say you got to be scientific when you're on this kind of platform to look at these things. But I wouldn't blame him though, because he has not taken his time to research these things. So the Pele people are stranded. And here's the situation. Musa Bedete already constructing a bridge in Nema County that is being named in honor of Tiawan Gonglo. He did similar thing in other counties like Bapolu. He's paving road, making it pliable, not putting ice fire or quota, I was going to call it, but at least he's making it pliable for people. He's doing a lot of projects. We have had no stay order on them.
Mhm.
Did he do due diligence in Nema for the construction of the bridge in Nema?
That's what I
That's the
heard.
first question. Huh?
That's what I heard. I don't know for sure, but that's what I heard.
Okay, so if he did due diligence, why wouldn't he do the same due diligence in Boom? Why think he will shortcut that process? But I'm glad that his party issued a statement,
Right.
maybe yesterday, even saying that they will comply with whatever requirement from the Ministry of Public Works. I was one person who said on this platform when people are talking about somebody said, "Oh, I think the same David said people just building bridges, they're building things and no evaluation." I said the Ministry of Public Works and that of the EPA has got that mandate, the
Right.
statutory mandate to ensure that compliance,
We
you
did talk
know,
about it, and that's when we started.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So I am not against the Ministry of Public Works having the state order to ensure the right thing. I'm not against that. My only emphasis on yesterday was that was a serious issue. as compared to CDC having headquarters. And people took out of context and thought that I was, imposing on you what to talk on your platform. No, I don't. Every time we come, you say, what on your mind? And then we discuss. But weighting the two, we are talking about more than 1 million Liberians who should benefit, including the very two men I brought that CDC issue on. In fact, right now, as I speak to you, Toure is a surrogate of the CMC. He comes on the platform and defends CMC every day, including, a man who is,
Hey,
we are,
looking for surrogate man.
yeah. But you say you got problem with Toure, the man has been compromised. So I just thought that if you cannot prioritize, the interests of Bonka, the reason I'm highlighting this is that in other countries, we never saw this kind of stringent measure. But when it comes to Bonka, why are we seeing it? And there's something called perception. There's a perception out there that given the situation where President Bouaka does not run to be president in 2029, Jeremiah Kuhn will obviously become the flag bearer of the United Party, and he will handpick what's the guy? Prince Moy.
How do you know that?
I'm saying it is being discussed in Liberia.
Okay.
Yeah, that Prince Moy will be his running mate. I'm not saying it's a fact, but it's widely being discussed. So currently, Prince Moy has got a lot of people in strategic position in the government of Liberia. He's a very influential man. He's a senator as we speak. So my concern was because Bility, not only is Bility threatening Jeremiah Kuhn, but he has also given a direct threat to Prince Moy in Bon County. So the regime is unstable. So I'm thinking that are they cracking down on him? Yeah, because this man is not only going after the vice president, but he's going after the potential vice running mate. And are they doing because if you read that letter,
if your theory having to be right, Eric, why didn't the vice president stop him from doing all of those things he's doing in County?
No, when he started in Nima, they thought he was joking. They thought, oh, they may not get money. But when they started seeing the work, it's like, we got to give a break. And like when somebody can say, Amy, I'll break their house down and build it, and when you look at the person, like, hey, man, not able, man, they kind of huge responsibility. But when you see the man doing it and go to the next door neighbor, the next door neighbor say that a serious man, yeah. So when he started at first, people thought that was fun. But they see what he's doing. The man has serious resources. That's not joke. The man is doing things. Let me say something. President Bouaka is blessed. He's the only person I've seen where opposition building bridges, building roads. Joe Weather, opposition, they were in Washington here lobbying for sanction against the government. They were not building bridges. So Bouaka is blessed. But then even that blessing is also an affront to his legitimacy. It shows that what the government should be doing, opposition doing it threatens his second term or whoever he will pick for a second term. Now the government is rising up, yes.
That 10 minutes move forward. Wow.
Anthony?
No, I didn't interrupt, boy. I didn't speak about my time. So they said thank you. I said yes.
You have been talking. I say 10 minutes talk about it. So Amy, I think the government did not do anything wrong. The government did what a government should do. Bridges are nothing to just be built. It doesn't matter who is building it. Technically, it is not Musa, Representative Musa Bility, or the political leader of CMC to build roads in Liberia. It's the government responsibility to build roads, not lawmakers.
Right.
So if they say, oh, we want to see compliance, we want to make sure that engineer investigate, evaluate this project, that's a good thing, which all should be going to be. People like looking at here. People will be plying that role. And if they have some kind of funny breed that something happened tomorrow, but even the government said they not even inspect the thing. Yeah. They were supposed to inspect it, right? So if they follow the proper procedure and they get that permit, they get that license, and government get it, okay, so be it. I don't think the government will say no, because if the government say no to Musa, trust me, that Liberia talking about it, the government will even get a pushback from the citizens themselves. Right? Bon County has a huge population, and like Eric was saying, so I don't think the government will go. If the government did not do that in Nima County and they're doing it now, I kudos to them for catching up, for doing it. And I hope they follow through, and I hope CMC also, go through the proper procedure to be able to get that thing, because they're coming into politics nationally. They got to be able to do things right. One of that member, Representative Melvin Cole, is on camera saying, because he's Melvin Cole, they should know who he is. He can drive a vehicle without a tag on it. I frowned upon that the other day. And I don't think any lawmakers is above the law. You can't be driving a vehicle with no license plate. The law requires you to have 2 license plates on your vehicle, and your vehicle should be registered before you plow the streets. And he was saying, oh, but they're supposed to know who I'm at, and they're supposed to know, I'm Melvin Cole. Even though I run an errand, I took my plate off my vehicle. You take your plate off the vehicle, that vehicle should be parked.
Mm-hmm.
So CMC, y'all need to tell your Melvin Cole, he can be driving without a license plate. No Liberian should drive a vehicle in Liberia without a license plate. Sometimes you can take a Nissan Pathfinder license plate and you put it on Toyota Camry. What sort of thing is that? A license plate is registered to a specific vehicle. You can't take, Honda Accord license plate and go put it on Infiniti. No. But that happened. Even this very man, Eric, that looking at me, he's guilty of it. He did it in Liberia. You understand? You take license plate and get put on any kind of car. The first thing when police behind you in this country that they do, they'll run your plate. That's the split match the vehicle in front of me. Once it doesn't matter, the police will pull you over.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That's the first line or red flag. The police, something going on here. They want to go check your driver's license, they run your background, your driver's license, and say, oh, you got ticket out, the outstanding ticket, and then all I want to start going, oh, you didn't get insurance, all I want to start coming up now. Right? But again, every vehicle that plows the street of Monrovia should have a license plate. Another representative was giving a citation the other day. They called the police officer and the IG to the House of Representatives. 15 lawmakers were in attendance, and they asked that the police officer resend the ticket that was issued to the lawmaker. Quote unquote, he was doing the Liberian people business. You are going to the Capitol.
Can you imagine?
So you go into the Capitol building. So
you go to the Capitol building.
It's a violation. You don't know that one? Somebody has to tell you. Not only that, then they had the audacity to call this man to the Capitol building. He went there with the IG. Sometimes I can get look at these people. You are IG of a nation, and you're allowing it. Oh, that library. No, the representative must pay this ticket and show up to traffic court.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to be serious in our country? You think because you're lawmaker, so you above the police? You are not. Matter of fact, you're supposed to even exemplify good character, good behavior, but abiding by the rules and regulations on the books.
Yep.
Many of these guys driving in the city, they even get driver license. Vehicle not registered. No proper license plate, including the very Yaka quarterback I can be making noise. He did it all day. I said, Yaka, what's going on with you too? Many of them are guilty of it because they can take one license plate from the other car and put it on the other car and go to town and come out and take it from that. No, you're not supposed to do that. Mm-hmm. You ain't supposed to. So when we all want Liberia to be better, that one license plate that is registered to your motorbike, don't take it from your motorbike and put it on another motorbike and go ride around town and come back. No. Each vehicle has a registered tag to it. Mm-hmm. So another problem that I have in Liberia, you issuing people driver license, they can't take no test. No exam is given, nothing. So they don't know what left turn signal, right turn signal, divider highway. They don't even know none of that. Then they're wondering why accident is just so the way it is. Because people don't even understand the right of way. Who gets the right one? 2 cars meet to the 4-way intersection. Who goes first? They don't know. Everybody to park up in intersection path. Car come from left. Everybody gets joined into the intersection at the same time. What sort of country is that? This should be a capital city. A capital city we're talking about here. Mm-hmm. So Liberia, it just no. It's an outlaw place. Everybody does their own thing. Nobody follow rules and regulations. From lawmaker to regular citizen, everybody can follow no rules and regulations. When the light turn red, so long as at night, and nobody there, they can go through the light. They don't care. They can't even slow down and say, "Oh, let me look left and right." No, they go. They're going through the light. Oh, but let go. Stop sign, forget it. They get abused. Stop sign. Why you put it there?
Yeah.
Why do you have a turn signal on your car? When you turn it right, you indicate to the driver behind you and the driver going opposite you so they know that you're turning. The pedestrian walking so they can know that you're turning. That's why it's for. Everybody have sorry in our country. Everybody, by the time VIP passing with sorry, you can see all the pen men putting that sorry onto. I was like, what? The first time I saw it, I thought I was a joke, right? I said, no, something going on. Maybe that party. But no. Now when we are going to work, and then again, the last thing I want to end with, why do we have an executive mansion that have a presidential suite? Everything for the president in there. Why should the president leave it every morning, go to work, and come back? No, the executive mansion is your domicile. That's where you're supposed to live.
Mm-hmm.
There is a whole presidential suite for you and your family. That floor, nobody goes there. I think it's the 8th floor, if I'm not mistaken. Nobody goes there. You are entitled to that place. Stop creating unnecessary traffic in the morning, traffic in the evening, and wasting taxpayer dollar with all that convoy, 76 cars, long motorcade. Stay there and enjoy the executive mansion and start wasting our fuel. I will end it there.
Thank you. Morris?
Yeah, but I'm not sure, and I can be corrected on this. I'm not sure our laws compel our president to live in the mansion. This the mansion is the mansion house the president, but I'm not sure there's a law that compel them to live in the mansion. But yeah, but just to the point, to the bridge issue, right? Look, the reason why over 5 million people go to election, they choose 105 to steer the affairs of the country, because it happens almost everywhere in the world. You know, we don't have pure democracy right now. We only have representation. You know, representational democracy. We all can represent ourselves. It's not possible. So the best form of democracy in the world is representational democracy. We choose to say, look, you're steer the affairs of the country, you know, and we divide the labor among them. We say, you guys responsible to make law, the other people responsible to this, the other people responsible to enforce the law. Look, yeah, I think over time, lawmakers have been engaging in this building, you know, the cosmetic development because of political dividend. That has been happening. You know, where lawmakers were just working in baseball, a bridge. I remember the last time they had someone a bridge on Spoon, they were calling it Monkey Bridge. I know they say Yake who built that bridge. When you're even trying to walk on it, you're not be careful. Yeah, you will fall. You know,
walkway that you can build.
Exactly. This thing be happening. But I think the government has a responsibility to actually checkmate a whole lot of stuff. The arm of the government with the public work ministry responsible to just make sure in terms of infrastructure, in terms of even the type of house that you buy, the government have to check. If the government see the need to check to know whether that house is safe, I think the government has that responsibility to do that. Not to even talk about bridge, where people have to commute through that bridge to another point. You know, and let's look at the whole thing this way, right? This is not even an individual. This is a whole political party. And somebody say, "Oh, politics," but the whole thing is Musa Belete is a politician, and the whole development stuff, you know, the whole development drive is being carried by a whole political party. Musa Belete went to Bon County and he said, "I challenge Prince Moore. If it be one bridge, I will be 10 bridge. If it be 10 bridge, I will be 20 bridge." That's not how you. Yeah, and somebody will say it's political. No, the first thing, the premise of the whole development is political. So I think I'm not sure that the government is actually trying to stop to say don't be breached at all. And even if the government do that, if the government had the capability to be breached, the government can say don't be breached. We are responsible to be breached. I don't see anything wrong with that. The government can say, look, don't fix road. That's not your job. We are responsible. The national government responsible to be road. You know, we can sentimentalize it all we want, but the government has a responsibility. The only problem is that if the government stop Mr. Billington and his team to build from building that bridge, they should be able to
should
build
be
that
able
bridge.
to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, they should be able to build that bridge because I mean you can't say because people suffering in the country, people are hungry, people sleeping with hunger. I mean anybody can just bring any rest in the country that will even cause more harm to the country. You can't allow that as a national government. I don't think any government will just allow you just do what they want. Because if that happens, they don't have a government. Because it will be the simple that will say, well, what kind of government would just allow people to get building all over the country? They just fixing road over the country, you know. But I think the whole thing should be done with honesty. I don't think the government should impound on, Mr. Billington and his team based on politics. Even if they're doing it based on politics, but then they should do it right. They should also be able to do whatever bridge way is necessary to build a bridge. The government should be able to do that. I'll stop it right there.
What the government
you-
has just laid out here, I said what the government had just laid out is said nothing about politics. It said which they talk about because of their safety issue and they need to be the one to check it and do all of this, which is
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
But no, I remember quickly. I remember even look, even and we all know that we all agree to that on this show, right? Nobody because you just one lawmaker, nobody can just go in a foreign country and go lobby and go make negotiation. No, the government there's an arm of the government responsible to do that. I think I have Mr. Snow and Maraceli fall apart. I mean, there's a responsibility. We all have that responsibility. There's a division of labor. So it could be political, fine, but there's a division of labor. Everybody has a role to play, Yeah, but I give it back to you.
Thank you. So, who's next?
Except we want to do another round, but I think we're all done. Yeah.
Mr. David. Oh.
Yeah.
Where were you? Go ahead. Were you following the conversation?
I was not following from my friend conversation. I think I can come in because it's all about the bridge.
It's about the bridge, yeah. Okay. Yesterday conversation that we supposed to have.
Okay. The problem here, you read a letter yesterday. When Musa Belede were about to construct bridges in Nima County, he went through the CCCS. The CCCS is a Ministry of Public Works, MPW. It's where you do your registration. You do everything. Anybody that do infrastructure, whatsoever, you go through the CCCS, which is the class, which is through it's a contractor classification and certification system. These are the people you gotta go through, and they're the one who do everything for you before you try the process. So the way I see when Melvin Cole came on Spoon TV yesterday, he said they are going through the process. Even the superintendent complained because they were trying to do it without letting the superintendent of the county to know. Yeah, you cannot do that.
Yeah, you
cannot do anything to do. That's why I see the superintendent said that was their respect to the government of the county. You their respect to all the officials of the county. You bypass or you go break ground. How are you going to break ground somebody who is the president for the county? You go break ground behind the person, which is not, no matter whether you represent it or not. Why Melvin go? Why Melvin go in the first place? Why is he talking to Primo? Is this the money from a pocket too? Why you want Primo to take money from a pocket and he's not taking money from a pocket to pay bridge? Why you not taking money from a own pocket? He been represented 2 times. He going for 12 years. Why you not take money from a own pocket? He depend Musa Belede to bring money. Is Musa Belede foreign investment? No. He's a political leader. Now,
Musa Belede foreign investment going to come from the market.
Yeah, so with order, Let him use the unregulated money he been collecting. Let him build bridge because you were seeing waste and me too. Let him build bridge in a county. He said people living in the water. When he got to know people living in the water, after 6 years himself, in CDC government, and it was sedition. After he said in CDC government, he don't know that people are living in the water. And during that administration, he knew that people are living in the water. Why he didn't build a bridge? Why you want to say Primo is going to build a bridge? Primo is not going to build a bridge. He the one to build a district, then he can ask Primo for assistance. Because Primo is the senator for the entire country. He's not senator for one area. He represented for that area. So he sort of build all those stuff. He sort of negotiate with government to come build those stuff. And the letter didn't say they denied them. Go through the procedure. He said, Primo, he called him to go through the procedure. The superintendent called him to go through the procedure. So Musa Beleze said he will go through the procedure and say, man, he said he did it. Musa Beleze didn't deny that I didn't go through the procedure. I didn't want to bail him out. He went through the procedure. Then he was talking about other people that build things or other things because it's not political. Nobody is stopping you. Go through the process. When you go through the procedure, when public Western manpower there, they investigate how the bridge design going to be when you give it to them, they look at it. They will give you the go ahead because they say they get 90% of all the material in the country already.
Yeah.
You already get 90%. Go through the procedure. They will not deny you. When they deny you now, then we will know that politics. Like how we will join inside now, we'll join in the Unity Party through. But you are not being denied. They say you must go through the proper procedure, respect the county authority, go through the superintendent, submit your proposal to the superintendent. Hey, smaller superintendent, I know you the mother for the county, you the president for the county, you the governor for the county. This is what I want to do in my district. This is what we want to do in our district. That's how it's going to be. So in case the people they bring in, so it's in that tolerate, you can lay quota, the post or something on the people. You don't know that? They will bring tolerance to do those stuff.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
No, I'm talking, Amy, it happened to me during Georgia administration, right? I was passing from Georgia, play, I took picture of the man, you know what they arrested me for?
Mercy me yourself. You're sipping tea.
They say I will be a terrorist taking picture. I said, why you call terrorist?
What?
Yeah, right from Georgia, when I took picture, they say, we know what is terrorist. I said, chase me with motorbike, they arrest me.
Oh.
They said I'm gonna delete that picture from the camera.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was in front of the president's house.
You know the play where the flare put there in front of the hall when he passing. So I was passing, I took picture of my phone. I said, oh, I love the play. Let me take picture. Then they chased me with two motor. They chased me with...
To be honest, it's the president's house. I don't know how close you were. But that's
public road. I was on the public facility. On public road.
A secure area. So I don't know.
If you're
on the side that everybody can walk and do whatever.
Yes.
But much closer. It's going to be a secure area.
That's a hot. And the flare, they play where the flare put them was standing. I think the CDC man know they play.
You did trouble. The CDC man know they play.
But everyone know the play. I don't want to play. Why play the flare put their air? I like the design. I took a picture, but they chased me with two motorbikes.
Yeah, probably different intentions. They don't trust you.
No, but I told them, okay, one of you people free. If you go, it will be zero. Nobody will do anything to me. Because I will say that totally running behind me too.
No, that's not how it works, Mr. Davis. That's not how it works. But so let's move on to another noise, right? Like going on in the country about it, Hotel Africa, removing people from Hotel Africa. Because the government's trying to do a renovation and stuff like that, something for people to come in. So the video, something I don't know why I put it, but there are a lot of people who went and squat on that lane, right? In there for a while. They built on there, they did everything on there, and now they're trying to take them off the land. They want the government to pay them. Now, from what I know is that when you own a government land, when the government ready to take you, like get you out of there, they don't have to pay you anything, right? Correct me if I'm wrong here, but if they are actually doing a project and they went into your land, that's when they're supposed to, compensate you with something and pay you for your whatever land or something like that. If that is the case, why are citizens, the people who were squatting on our land or who are squatting on our land, why are they asking the government to pay them for that? Eric, maybe we will start with you. You can say, why Anthony going here with this thing up?
All right. So since you started with me, let me do a little um quick in-house cleaning. Number one, Melvin Cool has never been the chair for Ways, Means, and Finance.
You're not bad, Edwin. I'll let you know when to call. Go ahead.
Melvin Cool has never been the Ways, Means, and Finance chair. The last position he held was the chair for Rule and Order.
He said he was a member. I'm not sure he said chair. I think he said Melvin Cool was part of the Ways and Means Committee. I think that was what he meant.
No, I beg you, the man right here. Please don't interpret what he said.
I said you are members.
Oh.
You could use your own money to do the same thing.
No. Prince Moi
Even
was
your rules.
no
That's the
1 minute
position.
now. Prince Moi, my phone about to stick. Prince Moi was the chair for Ways, Means, and Finance before becoming deputy speaker and eventually becoming senator.
Okay. You there?
You gone.
Oh, headphone. Okay, let's start with Mars. Mars, go ahead. Let's talk about it.
I met the Metro PC.
Africa.
I think look, sometimes some things are really right, but is it expedient to do it? That is the questions that needed an answer. I mean, Hotel Africa used to be really a hotspot. I remember they had a famous nightclub, the 98. When I went there, my cousin and she was a big time girl. I mean, the security guy stopped me. She allowed the lady to enter. At the end of the day, she stopped me. Every back though. You want you to continue?
Yeah, let him continue if you want. Let him continue. He can take over.
I'm sorry. Like I said earlier, my phone was about to misbehave because they sent a signal to me. But hear what I'm saying. So I just thought it's important to clarify that issue about Melvin Cool. Additionally, the executive mansion is the official residence of the President of the Republic of Liberia. I agree with Anthony that the president should not inconvenience people. We accept that if and when the executive mansion is under construction, or where you're using the foreign affairs, like the situation of Hannah Salif and President Weah. Except the Unity Party on Joe Parker telling us that it's still renovating. If they are still renovating, then he's not in violation. Donald Trump, official residence is in Florida. I mean, his personal house is in Florida. He stays in the White House. He doesn't leave from Florida every day to go to the White House. There he stays.
Because it's not possible.
Even if it were possible, for security reason, it is the safest place to be as a president than your own house. Yeah. So there are a lot of things in Liberia we are allowed to slap because we say, oh, this is Liberia. So if the executive mansion is not under renovation, I think President Boakai should stay there and stop inconveniencing people with his endless traffic back and forth.
Was there always under renovation when President Weah was there?
Yeah, it was.
For the 6 years that he was there?
No, he wasn't there for the 6 years.
Huh?
He wasn't there. No, he wasn't there for the 6 years. His first 3 years, he was at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Yeah. And then when it was nearing completion, while there were still, other flows being done, but the fact that his flow was okay, and some of his office staff, so he moved in. But he himself was still moving back and forth because there was still construction ongoing. So that
Nah, it was done.
no, it wasn't.
On that floor, it was done.
No. The
Let's not
reason,
try to sugarcoat that.
no, but I told you, I said on his floor was done.
Yeah,
But the fact, no, but coming now, I mean, the fact that your flow is done and other flows are not done, you don't expect the president to be sleeping and people be knocking screw in the morning or in the evening.
that's the executive mansion. It's not any regular house that
Yeah,
you don't have
that's what
people
I'm
in it.
no, that's what I'm saying. So you don't expect people while the president is asleep, people are still at work because the construction there was 24 hours. So that's what I'm saying.
All right,
So
every-
I only try to slide this in, to do the clarification that the executive manager is the official resident of the president. We learned that in civics in grade school.
And
So
since I started knowing myself, I don't see anybody in the executive mansion.
well, the fact that they're not there does not mean
I know.
that's
I'm
the
just
right thing they're
saying.
doing. Yeah, it doesn't
If
mean
I
that the right thing
started
they're
shooting
doing.
myself for Ellen to, well, I ain't seen nobody
Mhm.
staying there yet. So that's
Yeah, it doesn't mean that the right thing they're doing. So the question you asked about people who has quarter rights and things. That issue about Hotel Africa, it started under President Weah. I can show you pictorial of meetings that were held with the residents there. One thing they raised was despite some of us who are occupant of the very hotel, but there are others who are built houses here, those that are government land and things. Where do we go? The essence of government is to ensure the happiness of the people. That's the essence of government. Nothing else. To ensure the happiness of the people. The people must be happy. The people must be alive. They must be healthy. So,
I got a question.
go ahead, man.
According to you, there's something of the government is to make people happy.
Yeah.
So, what I consider my happiness is different from your happiness, right? If they are doing something out of the way, it makes them happy. They're supposed to keep it that way because it makes them happy. That a happiness, or the government is there to decide for them. That's why they put them there to make that decision for them. What is good for the country and for them.
So let me say something to you. Not everything that is legal is expedient.
No, I asked a question.
Yeah, no, I got your question. I'm just trying to unpack your question a little. Most time, expediency comes into play than legality. That's why government can pay keen attention to expediency than legality. I understand that government has the right to protect, defend, and uphold the Constitution, but there are times expediency is far more important than just going by the book. Because if you're not careful, your very government can be overturned or can be overthrown. So let's say you move into that place and you break down homes of over 200 family heads. In Liberia, it has been proven that the least number of people per family that's serving. If you do your math to say 200 family heads affected over there, that's 7 times 200. What happened to those people? Where do they go?
1,400,000.
Thank you, brother. So do you know what happened? Those very people that you have dislodged, some of them will become armed robber. Some of them will engage in prostitution. Some of them will engage in drugs activities. So that's why when government about to make decisions, they take all these things into consideration.
Why do we always think that when you do these same people, the worst thing that we can think about people becoming? Why is it like that?
Because number one, if a man build a house and you broke down his home or you break down his house, where does he start from? Some of them are working. Some of them are working. You redundant them.
But you don't have any deal.
You know,
What
so
do
there's
you mean,
something
Mr. Derry?
there is something they call the social impact of the government action on the people. It has been proven, you know, sociologists will tell you that when you're about to take a decision, you look at the social ramification of the outcome of your decision. For example, if you ban all the motorcyclists, they say we don't want no motor boy in Liberia because they are stealing and they are, you know, harming people, they're reckless and all kind of things. What will happen to those people who were plotting no bikes or riding no no motorbikes? They become unemployed. They join to the already uncountable number of unemployment. And if those guys, those able-bodied men are unemployed, how do you expect them to live? Many of them will engage in the crime because you do not have a private sector that will automatically absorb them. I tell you, for example, where I work, the company just woke up and say the
Let me say,
terminator us. The terminator. Do you know what the state now is arguing? That in order for you to terminate somebody automatically or the whole company, you should give at least 2 months prior notice. They never did. So now they are facing legal ramification for their action. Because the state is aware or the country is aware that when you make people unemployed, what you are doing is that you are contributing to the increasing crime rate because people must survive, people must live. So what I'm saying to you, the government might have a legal ground to say you are squatting, we agree. But the government inability to stop the people from squatting also draws into the scenario of complacency. So the government itself was complacent in allowing these people to squat in a land that does not belong to them. And the people born children there, some of the children grew up in that place, they went to high school, they're in colleges.
thank
And
you.
so to dislodge them, there is a ramification. Is the Unity Party government willing to incur the ramification, which will obviously be negative? So that's why you see government can say, that's why government can say we'll compensate you. Even though you were squatting, you had your squat because they can give you something called squatting right. The government can give it to you. So even though you have your squatting right, but we'll compensate you so that you do not start from scratch. Because if you start from scratch, it is a burden to the government.
Thank you. So, Morris, I know
Ye-
this is the
yeah.
thing that we always say, you know, about, oh, this will happen to people, this will happen to people. The same people talking about jobs, you know, they want employment, they want this, and doing these things will also bring in jobs and stuff like that, right?
Right.
I mean, but like Eric said, it will be negative, it will be this, and people worry about 2029 and this and that. And I mean, when do we really build Liberia or develop Liberia?
When? Now.
Yeah, when?
Now. But before that, right? Look.
Because there is always something, and Morris. That's why I'm every time the government try to make some kind of move, it would be something that comes up. Oh, they won't happen to the people then. They will, but the same people will come back, Morris, and say, "Oh, they get in sense that they never did anything, right? They get in sense that nothing happened." So when? I'm confused. Like about Liberia, it's so complicated. Like I can't even wrap my hands around it. So maybe you can help us here to know when do we do something about Liberia for it to move on the state air that everybody else, oh look at us, we own you something now, and nothing had changed. Nothing had changed. But when you want to change something, everybody cry about it because you're the people who vote against you 2029. Don't do it. Please.
Yeah, but the first thing, right, before I even go into that, right? When I sit on the show talking, sometimes I can be very careful with what I say, very coherent. What I say was I say the executive mansion is the presidential office and the housing for the president. But I don't know whether there's a law. Our law compel president to sleep in the house or to live there. I'm not sure our law compare. Many days, President Tobo used to sleep bento. Everybody know. Many days he used to sleep in bento. President Taylor, President Weah, President Salib. The executive mansion is not just the sleeping place, the office. That way, the president should conduct business, because we don't want to have a president who just go all over the place. I'm not sure whether there's a law that say that you must sleep in the executive mansion. That's what I said. President,
if they have a residential area there, I guess I don't know the law, but
there's a residential. The president and the first family. Hear me well. The executive mansion house the president for office and sleeping place. But I'm not sure whether we have a law that compare that say the president must sleep. If that must sleep in the executive mansion every day, every night. I'm not sure there's a law. And even security-wise, security will not even dictate that the president must sleep one place every day, every day. Security will not even dictate that. You talk about Trump, yeah. The White House is for First Lady, but many days Trump go how to call it Florida and sleep in your house. I mean, sometimes you have to when you say this, you have to be systematic and coherent in your saying. The law, there's no law that compel that the president must sleep every day. They can break today for security reason. They can say, Mr. President, it's not safe for you to sleep in the executive mansion today. The president is supposed to go sleep there? Because no. So sometimes let's put this thing aside and just look at things, the way it should be.
But I don't think that's what he's saying, though.
No,
he was saying that when it comes to security measure, that's something different. They see what they call it, I could say CIA or Secret Service. What they call it in Liberia?
EPS.
Okay,
SSS.
the EPS can come up and say, for such and so reason, we got to get you out of here. We got to do this. We got to do that, right? But besides that, that place is supposed to be protected, over the secure, because of the president living in that place. That's supposed to be his residential area. If
I agree.
Especially like the warehouse. That place that you better know how you go in there, because you will come out looking at safer. Is one of the most secure area in the United States. If it's not the most secure, okay? So there's no, because of the president, unless some kind of security breach or something happened, and they got all this hidden area in there that they were just grabbing and throwing it. They don't even have to ask him for permission or whatever. But that is his residence, so it's always secure.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Amy, the fact that we all saying the same thing differently, right? The fact that when the executive mansion is even under renovation, the president don't have to go there. Just the fact that you even hold that belief that when the executive mansion is under renovation, the president don't have to go there. Meaning, there's no compelling law that says the president must. My argument is that the executive mansion is there for the president, right? And the first family. But I'm saying that there's no law. I'm not sure whether there's a law compelling the president to sleep in the executive mansion every night, except you point out that law that the president must sleep in the house every day. I just said it. Many days, President Tobo used to go sleep bento. Every night, they used to go sleep bento. So we are just saying the same thing differently. But if you come up with a kind of, the kind of definite position to say the executive mansion, the President Bouaka have to go there all the time, he's not supposed to be causing traffic on the road, then you try to be, your argument is that President Bouaka should stop creating unnecessary traffic. He's supposed to be in the mansion. I'm saying is that there's no law that compare the president to sleeping in mansion every blessed night. There's no law that compare the president. But to move forward, right? I think enough said on that. Look, on this Hotel Africa thing, right? Look, when I started, I said, look, there's some things, is it right, but is it expedient to do it? The little bit that I follow from this whole Hotel Africa thing, I'm not sure enough time was being given to the people. I'm really not sure whether enough time has been given to them. As much as we want development, because mind you, these people have been there for a long time. Because sometimes the fact that you allow things to happen, you mean when you're trying to redo it, you gotta be careful. You know, it's just like in this country, people come in this country, they born their children, everything. The children grow up, they don't know where. To just take those children, just send back to where their parents come from, it's not as easy as you may see it. You know, so for me, as much as Hotel Africa is a spotlight, the area is a spotlight. I think the government has to be careful, and the people now actually refusing to leave on the place. So I think they're just requesting for time, which I will also say too. The time they're asking for is too long too. I think they're asking for a year. I think that time is too long too. But I think, I mean, there should be a common ground where the government would just be, you know, doing a soft, you know,
Well,
uh-huh.
Understand, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying whatever, but if you were to squat on the government land, it wasn't your money that buy it, right?
Yeah.
To something there. Why would people feel so comfortable, right? And take their resources instead of them buying like a little lot somewhere and develop the 1 or 2 years you stay there for, that you didn't pay you something, knowing that is not your, you know, place. That's the government land that you can get booed out of there anytime. Why are we Liberians so comfortable with everything or government thing and think that, oh, because it's government stuff, so we feel so comfortable instead of us using that as an opportunity to stay there and save and get out of there, we make it our permanent home.
But you first have to.
Yeah, and then when it's time for the government, there's something that you knew about that could happen. When it's time to happen, he said, where would I go? And I do that, and I do that, and I do that.
All right. Let me play the devil advocacy here for a little bit, right? Look, the first thing, the government abandoned this area, so to speak. Government in and out abandoned this area. The people in the area they took advantage they took advantage, right?
I get it.
Over the place. Huh? Yeah. So all these years, 5,
that
6,
still
7,
doesn't make it yours. Morris.
Yeah, I'm not sure that is the argument. Even if people are not claiming that they learn for them, I think what they are requesting for is the time. But my argument I'm making is that, you know, the devil advocate, look, you abandon the place. The government abandoned the place. The place was vulnerable. It came a time people were using that place to defecate, to toilet and stuff like that, security wise. So if you abandon the place, the people went at the squad. In moving, then you can't just come and say you'll leave right away. That's my argument. You can't just ask and you'll leave right away. And equally so too, the people asking, the time they're asking for a year is too long. It's too, you know, it's too much. Probably.
Did the government just go on these people and just say y'all leave? They never give them any time?
The first time they asked them, my understanding is that the first time the government asked them to just leave without even having the prag, they just came up and said, oh, the people have to leave the area. Without even, yeah.
I don't think that's true.
That's what happened the first time, before even they could, you know, before even they could sit and talk about the place, they even asked the people. In fact, it started like, we got to remove the people from there because we want to develop the play Hotel Africa, this and that. It's not just easy. The similar thing happened to Duko Palace. When the similar thing happened to Duko Palace, my argument here is that you have to be soft. There are certain things you have to handle it with soft hand. You can't just, you know, outrightly say the people should leave right away because the fact that place, I mean, yourself, your own house, you abandon your house, they leave your house for all the years. Somebody can't move in a house, they fix that house. You can't just kind of say.
I'm also playing a devil advocate. You're not listening to me, right? I'm not saying just because one government came and didn't do anything about it, or two government, doesn't mean that all of the governments that will come along will not do anything. That is not about me. They may not have had the resources then to do it. That doesn't, okay, so that time you were there, you squad there, granted, right? But use that. You should have been taking that, using that opportunity to find somewhere out of there. Because anytime any government will come and get you out of it, because it's not your land. It is not your home. Regardless, if somebody built a house and left it right here, and you can't sleep in it for 1 week, you're not saying, oh, because the person come back in 1 more, so I'm staying here forever. I'm not looking for a place, my 1 bedroom or my apartment to stay in. No, you cannot be that comfortable. That's what I'm saying. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't give them time because somebody can just be there for all that time and you just say, "Oh, get up and leave." No, 1 year. I think 1 year is a reasonable time. If they are never giving it any time, I think 1 year is a reasonable time. I don't think.
Yeah, that's what they're requesting for. They're actually asking for 1 year. They're not refusing to move.
Yeah, then I think
Asking
it's
for
a
a year.
reasonable time to give them if they had never given them any time before. I think 1 year is a reasonable time to give them for them to get ourselves together and get out of there. But come
Yeah,
on
but
in,
I'm done. I'm done.
Mr. Dewey, you with us?
Oh, yeah, but you jumping over me like, brother.
Go ahead. I'm not jumping on you now.
Yeah, the land issue, the first thing is started with Georgia. So it's a long time they've been giving them, but everybody can overload things in Liberia.
You see, the past government gave them time.
So
okay,
even they gave them time, when Joseph Boakai King, they started 2014. They gave them time to evade from the place. But everybody say government got to give up money before I leave from the place.
Yeah.
And land that not belong to you.
Yeah, because I don't want to believe that they just
why would you go build something durable only when you not get land deed? Is that how you're gonna get your land deed? You got a government property, you want seizures or whatsoever? No. It's not gonna be like that. For example, GSA, when you go GSA, everybody occupy that whole GSA now. In case the future government want to move people from there, they will start crying again.
Yeah.
You know GSA garage?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tosina Hill, that GSA garage there, that government land there. They get lawyer on all the bill, Google hustle their infants. And they know this land for government. They go and build houses there. Even some people came from America here. Send the war. Some people living in the 70s, they came back. They demolished a lot of people hustle without compensation. I saw churches, they're all going down. Carry yellow carpet went to cook get order, they're going to evade the people. They asked them asking for compensation. They never get a compensation. They evaded all of them. During steady government, during we are government, and now Joseph we are government, they invading people. The land does not belong to you. Acquire your land properly. Then you will not be invaded from your property. Hotel Africa came down after the Lair Rebel, which is 2003. We used to go there for high school contests or whatsoever. Hotel Africa. We used to go there. Like after the Lair Rebel, that whole Hotel Africa went flat. Because when Chancellor then was in power, it was not flat. Most of Chancellor General and people that I played were living.
Yeah.
It was not what they call. But after the Lair incursion, the high went flat. People started looting. Even people loot the plane. They get free government land. Plenty area, you can go squat there. Like only place you all know that the hotel area, you will go squat one day, you will know government must sell it, or some kind of investor will want to come by and rebuild Hotel Africa.
Right.
So why would you go build it? Why would you take that time, your precious time? They say government will compensate me. And you look at the compensation, that's true. When you live anywhere for decades on government property, they should compensate you. But if they're talking to you, the time you see Georgia hinted you people, like time you also take action. It means even if Georgia come back for the second time, they are Everson. Because he will not waste time with them. Because they already hinted them for them to move. They were planning for that place. But when it comes to the executive mansion, I hear my brother USA, Joseph Boakai blocking traffic. But Georgia didn't block traffic because
they
were still renovating the place.
Okay, so let me reiterate this thing, right?
Yeah.
Now Anthony came out with this something he was going through his something, and then he said something about the executive mansion being the place that the presidential residence that the president's supposed to live in and start inconveniencing people, traffic in the morning and all of that. And Eric was just responding to what Anthony said.
No, Eric said Joseph Boakai can block traffic. He didn't say Joe we are blocking traffic, but he said it was renovation was doing one. Joe we couldn't sleep there. But he had not go there to see whether the renovation is done. You get no clarity that the renovation is completed. But let me tell you this, Amy. La whole executive mansion,
Mm-hmm.
all the president then using it as a criminal background to steal money.
Oh,
I'm telling you seriousness. All of them. That small thing happening to that executive mansion, but everybody's spending. Go look in the budget. Most of the budget, I've been looking in any Johnson budget. How much we're going towards that renovation for that executive mansion? When Joe working, you know budget too. How much we're going there to that executive mansion? Now Joe Baga to start. How many going there for the renovation? Where are those millions of dollars going for 1 billion? They're not 1 million. They're not 2 million. Most of them can be 10 million or 11 million for to renovate that building.
Is Joseph Boga carrying on renovation right now?
Yeah. But you gotta see money, so you gotta carry on renovation. What are they will be pinning one hole and be passing by? It's like renovation is going on. What are they doing? I'm telling you serious something.
I'm listening to you.
But none of them never sleep that place. No, none. Joe used to come to where around 11 o'clock or 12 midday, 2 o'clock you going back with Serene. You either go to North Street or you go to Rehab. Like since Eddie Johnny used to come to Eddie Johnny didn't go to the office there, that Joe salary office there. Now Joe Baga said going there too. Because the 5th floor is done. And that's why the president resident, the president office, everything on our 5th floor.
Oh, really?
I think the Minister of State and whatsoever, all of them on the 4th floor or something, on the 10th floor, something like that. That's why the ministry then to be. So that they play the air, even during Judy Bryant time, like play the ministry then were air, Judy Bryant were off, but Judy Bryant used to go to LA Learning. He told LA Learning people from the school building on Coconut Plantation, that place he was living. So most of the people then they go there. The 3 presidents try renovating that place for stealing. I'm not afraid of them for stealing. They're taking the money, they say, I will renovating 12 million, 2 million, 6 million. Where is this 6 million, 7 million going? In that one executive mansion from Eddie Johnny down to Joseph Bagata. So why are they going to build a new mansion?
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
I beg to leave, man. I got some words. Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody want to go over this 30 seconds, or we can just go ahead and do our closing?
Yeah, I gotta run somewhere quick.
Okay. Yes. So you want to do your closing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know where all the soldiers are tonight. Eric having a blazer night tonight, man. the only container he had on the show that Anthony left. I don't know how he left.
I think only a couple of few minutes. We always on.
The
other one.
That Anthony that show Bonbon. You don't even know how many show Anthony can go to before coming on the show. Anthony that show Bonbon. You're all over the place. The ANC team, but 14 the ANC, you know. But I can see on some other shows. But I mean, it's a good thing to be here every night. Sometimes we come, we share the phone. Sometimes you get off, you know. But all in all, I truly believe that we all got love for the country. It's just that in different way we dispense this love for the country. But let's keep it up and pray for the country. That's all we have, man. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Eric?
Is that my closing?
Yeah, you can do everything.
I like that. I don't agree with Mr. Davis that the last 2 presidents plus President Bouazizi using the executive mansion to steal. I do not have evidence to back that claim. I made it clear if there are ongoing construction work at the executive mansion, the president is not compelled to stay there. That in itself made the play unsafe for the president to stay. When there are emergency, the president is not compelled to stay at the executive mansion. it is the EPS, the Executive Mansion Protection Services, will determine the safety of the president. But I maintain, like you said, it is the official residence of the president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our president should live and conduct the affairs of the state. So if you do not have a reason to leave the executive mansion, do not leave and be blocking traffic. I also said President Weah was also blocking traffic. His justification was there was ongoing construction. And I said, if that construction is still ongoing, then President Barker has all right to leave the executive mansion until the executive mansion is 100% done. Though they can, work from there through the normal working hour, but it is not safe because when the president moves, the president is moving with his family. You expect the president's children, grandchildren to be playing around. And where there are ongoing construction, you do not want to put the first family in harm's way. Any object could fall on them. So that's why the protection of the first family is key. The issue about our people from Hotel Africa is a very delicate situation that we have to look at legality and expediency. What would be best for the country? When you push people against the wall, they have the way of surviving or to return. We saw it on President Taylor.
So you call this pushing people against the wall, Eric?
No, that's not what I'm calling it. I'm just saying.
So
I'm
what's
just
the
giving
point of your?
I'm just giving a general picture about when people are deprived.
Oh, sorry. Edwin, you can give us a call now. I'm sorry. Forgot to tell me why Eric closing. You can give us a call and make your point now. Please. The number is on the live view there. Sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. When he call comes in, please let me know.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is that I'm not saying the current government has done so, but I'm just giving a general picture that as a government, the people are your priority. And so when you're taking decisions, there are a lot of things you take into consideration for the survival of the state. So it's key that we look at it, we examine it. If the people are requesting for 1 year and not asking for settlement, if that's something that is applicable by the government, I advise to do. But if the government is in a rush to utilize the Hotel Africa or to revamp the Hotel Africa, that it need the people out like tomorrow, it is up to the government to make that decision. But in making that decision, we ask them to strengthen security because there will obviously be consequences. We saw the issue of Madagascar. As I speak to you, the president had to leave the country for France. Today, they have an interim government in Madagascar. How did it get
That's not
started?
it.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying, and I asking you this question. You said that's not what you say,
Go
because
ahead.
if a president is, if the government is saying that they're trying to something decent, that it will produce jobs and bring stuff like that, and you telling us that because people voluntarily went and squat on these land, and you comparing it to places where people were something that people. And what happened there to that, then what are you saying? Like, are we, that's the same question I asked Morris. Should we be thinking about it? Oh, because people are saying, so let's not do anything to the country. Let's just leave it other place that we could get, to produce jobs for the people. Let's just leave it because some people, do you know how many people will get up and intentionally do those things because they think government would just say, because there's something that people will not do nothing, we'll just leave it like that. They just say that. We cannot do that, Eric. It is not the same as marginalizing people that it will be an uprising because people go and squat on government land and they say, oh, leave and let's fix the place up, and that would produce somebody that turned to what something in Madagascar. I don't see the comparison there. I really don't get it, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's certain that you don't have it. Let me tell you, the renovation or the renovation of not renovation, the renovation of Hotel Africa, it's not a long-term job. Besides, it doesn't employ a lot of people. The first thing is the government is going to hire a company to do that. And even if the company were to do locals, it would just be manual level. So it's not to say you're putting a company there to observe the locals. You know, that's a technical construction going on. How many of the affected people have got background in construction?
Mr. Davies, are you sleeping on the show?
I'm sleeping, oh.
So,
okay.
I'm reading.
you know, and
I'll
what
tell
I'm
you.
saying, what I'm saying is not unique to Hotel Africa. You know, I'm just talking about other areas of our country. You know, right now we have not addressed the private sector deficit that we have in the country in terms of employing our people in the private sector. I see every day women Bwaga trying to create more positions in government, at least to put people on payroll, which is not that bad, but it's also bad in other instances because we are building a budget that will just be paying salary and not be catering to the basic needs of the people, like building roads, like hospitals, like building more schools, like electricity, the pipe on water. You know, those are things that the state resources should be directed to, not just limited to salary. If you have a country where more than 80% is just on salary, it's a dead country. It's a
Wow.
dead, yeah, it's a dead, and that's the situation with Liberia. 80% of our budget is on salary. Salary and how you call it? Scratch card, gasoline, office chair, computer. Those are things we spend our money on. What can 20% do?
I'm
And
saying
even
wow because we've seen a lot, but go ahead.
why you disagree with what I'm saying?
No, not at all. But it wasn't a issue. That's what I said. We've seen a lot. And when the civil servant bus try to clear all the ghost name and wish name and whatever names they on or something, it became a
Let me tell you, Amy, let me tell you.
so
Even
many something. So
Amy,
that's what I'm saying.
Amy,
Wow.
let me tell you, the very civil servant boss who claiming that he cleared ghost name. Do you know that currently government is spending more on civil servant than the CDC government?
Yeah.
So then how are
You
you
don't know
clearing
why?
ghost name? No. 1 minute. How are you clearing ghost name when you're still spending more on civil servant? It's not, don't lecture me about the increased salary. No, it's not an issue about
Exactly. So
increment.
you already know. Then why you acting like you don't know?
No,
That's
I'm
the
saying it's
reason.
not. I'm saying it's
There was
not. No, they
increase
didn't
in
increase.
salary.
No, they didn't
Yes, they
increase.
did. Yes, they
No,
did.
Amy, no, there was no increment.
Yes, they did. There was an increment in salary. So why
Which government entity that got increment salary?
the civil servants? What are you talking
That's
about?
not true. Amy, that's not true.
That's why when y'all came about started talking about this, that happening, the finance minister came out and said it, blended, and he said he dare anybody that will connect the show
Amy,
that
that has been Amy, we have disproved that thing on numerous occasions. As I
no
speak to you
one
now,
has disproved it. He said anybody will come.
Amy,
So what are you talking about?
Amy, there are people at DEA, there are people at immigration that are still making $60 US, making below 150. So
That's
don't lecture me about what finance minister say. We have evidence to that.
You saw your evidence as an opposition who want to see something is what I'm supposed to take. Then what the finance minister said,
All right.
and when he
Okay.
said that anybody comes
So let
up
me argue.
and
So let me
say it.
argue.
But
Martin
you
Colley.
here now,
No,
you
Martin
yourself
Colley.
sitting here, you the
No,
one telling me that
Martin Colley is an opposition.
Martin, what do you mean by Martin Colley is not the finance minister. The
No,
finance
is he an
minister already
opposition?
said
No,
it.
your evidence is because I'm opposition, so you don't respect my opinion. So is Martin Colley an opposition?
I don't know what Martin Colley is. I don't know who
Oh.
he is or what he is.
But if you don't know who he is, then how are you saying opposition?
He's an opposition.
I don't know what he is. That's what I'm saying.
Anybody
Then how are
that
you saying
opposed to
opposition?
government is an opposition.
Is Martin Colley an opposition to the government?
Yes, he opposed the government.
How?
Wait for how you write against government, you write a lot of negative things about the government. He's the opposition.
All I'm saying is that the
Amy,
finance minister came up and he
Amy,
said no one. And he said it, and he see anybody else coming out and said that there's something.
Amy,
Or
that's not true. Amy,
I'm
that's not true. Let me
not
inform you.
gonna believe what you're telling me.
Okay, you don't have to. No, you don't have to believe.
Yes.
No, you don't have. Okay, believe your finance minister.
Any civil servants that ever came up and said anything
No,
like that.
no. Amy, let me tell you. The first thing you don't understand, you're not working like broad system. If a civil servant comes on right now and say, finance minister, now I carry my salary up, that civil servant is dismissed.
That's not true.
That's true.
That's a civil
I work in
servant.
Liberia. I know what I'm saying. That civil servant is dismissed. That's one. Two, let me say something to you before you take my time.
You can give your
Let me-
salary to people.
No,
You can show your pay stub to
1 minute.
people.
1 minute. But we have all those arguments. But let me say something. If your argument that CDC was paying more on salary than on project for the country, then you should not come and pay more than what CDC was paying. It does not make no sense. It doesn't. CDC had a salary budget of over 200 million plus. Now you're in over 300 million plus just on salary.
How much Eddie doesn't want?
Pardon?
How much Eddie doesn't want?
No, I don't know about Elling. I'm just discussing CDC and the current Unity Party.
That Unity Party too now.
No, that's what I'm saying. I discussing CDC and the Joe Barker Unity Party.
That was it.
Right?
Those people were lower than
So it does not make sense to say, oh, okay, we increase civil servant salary, so that's a justification. No. If your argument was we are spending more on recurrent costs, so then you should have what we call fiscal discipline. Do not spend more than what CDC was spending. You should redirect that money to developmental initiative, not to come under the blanket and say you increase it. No, you didn't increase. You added more people on the payroll, creating offices that never existed, just to incorporate your partisans. So it does not make sense.
Wow, again.
No, I mean you can continue to say all the while, but the facts are stubborn. Your word does not erase it. Yeah, your word does not erase the facts. It doesn't.
The facts are stubborn. I know that. But Mr. Davis, did you close?
No.
Okay, go ahead, please.
You see when yes,
Mr. David close. How many times Mr. David close?
I never close.
Mr. David, let's see.
Whenever a yes citizen is speaking, protecting their corner, they don't say the truth. Sometimes it worries me. What kind of people are they? Where do they come from? How do they answer the question how, where, and when? CDC don't answer those questions. They will never answer those questions. As far as concerned, CDC
but you know, Braga stealing the money for the executive mansion. You don't tell how, when, and where.
CDC don't answer questions when, how, where, and when. They can't. I can't ask them those questions. I mean, they will never answer it. They will bypass the rules. This is how CDC look. Now you're talking about Braga creating offices, making this one. CDC was the first government. George was the first president. Saint Lebert was established in 1847 to establish budget of the Fine Lady. That he didn't talk about you, but he talked about Braga bringing plenty of people in government.
Yeah, when the first of the project that you think is a personal
budget of the Fine Lady. The Fine Lady was being paid, and she had budget. In the budget, they were giving it to her. Every year they give her that money. This is the first time. So we have created
why are we having declared something as a personal property?
Declare their foundation. It should be for Liberian people because it was built by Liberian people money. It's not sort of be personal property. But the reason here is some government in power. Maybe they didn't know that 11, right? Too. Maybe they're doing similar thing. But they don't have doing a project. So they will not talk anything. But when the day the real government comes to Liberia, you always see how Liberia will be straight. Even the CDC men are talking, you will be straight. Because when you steal, will give you public whipping. and you will never work in government your whole life until you die. When the real government comes to Liberia, we will pass the law. That one that are there are joking, that's also joker. They can cause one another be fighting, that's also joker. They will not do nothing. Because today, I heard Akara Grace on OKFM talking about how this one happen, how this one happen. It's Akara Grace to be talking those stuff. You like talk to the University of Liberia and be student. Like you the ones who be talking about the police when the police do wrong, they want your own representative, city representative too. You carry talk to the University of Liberia, beat people, and they stop you and say you're not doing it. Like you should be talking about discipline. Are you yourself disciplined? I don't like people that are not disciplined or people that in our scene feel that do wrong, they won't talk. You're not supposed to talk, they're supposed to close your mouth. If I were today, I try to call OKFN and please ask Akara Gray, the time he talked to the University of Liberia and beat people there, was it right? That today now he's looking for right because he won't come by a lawmaker, it's late for him. So in Liberia, we just protect the wrong situation. We shouldn't be protecting the wrong situation. It will continue to protect the wrong situation. Liberia will go nowhere. Say the truth where the truth belongs. Say the fact where the fact belongs. Not because seriously, because according to Brother Iwe, you said because it's not benefiting me, so I will not say it. So it's seriously do wrong because it's benefiting him, you will not talk, which is not right.
No,
5 million plus people because Iwe benefiting, seriously do wrong to them, you will not speak because it's benefiting him. Benefit the 5 million people. It will be right, Iwe. Then it will be a skyscraper with your name. Build a skyscraper with the people name. Then everybody enjoy the benefit of the government. The resources is not for one person, not for you because you were working in government. You get 5 million. Because people are born before you, they couldn't get a job. Because you say, I will say they give you a job. Not everybody could go say, I will say. Not everybody could go sell herself. No, it couldn't happen. So don't do the right thing in Liberia. Let everybody enjoy the resources. The resources government they put there, God put it on the ground for all the stuff. When they say are Liberian, they born you JFK, they born you in the bush, everybody get equal right. Not because they born you in the hospital, they born me in the bush, will not get equal right, get equal right to every resources. Everybody's going to enjoy the benefits of Liberia. Everybody's going to enjoy anything that Liberia owns. Not one person, not other people go sit down there making 16,000, 20,000. Then will sit down. I say that man and my brother, it benefiting me, so I will not talk. No, I will talk, I will speak. For me, Dr. Thomas will always speak. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, you guys, for being here tonight. And I think Edwin fell asleep. You did not call, so we're gonna go. So thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you. Every night. Continue to share the show, and like we said, we have to, Liberians, we have to stop with this whole. Let me think. Oh, what would we? Yes, if you have a time or the chance to do things like that, to squat somewhere and do it for some time. Don't take it as your, forever home, because we all know it's not yours. One day, whether it takes 50 years, they'll come in something. So we can't be like, oh, they're doing bad when they come together. Yeah, they should give them time, give you guys time, but you got to understand that was going to happen. We should have all knew that and took that opportunity that you were there for to do something, to get your low place, not take your resources and go put it on there when you know it's not yours. And go build something good on that. No, that was, I think, something on your part and time that you gave you, but you have to also understand that it's time with the development and the job creation and all of this thing that we always talk about that we want and this and that in the country. If they're trying to do something in that line to create it in some way, somehow we should understand it and try to, embrace it and not look at it as something bad. So that's what I'm going to say. And thank you. And God's willing, we will see you all here tomorrow again. We pray that the good old Lord, keep us and save us, take us to sleep tonight, right? Keep us, and that we'll be able to come back here tomorrow. By the grace of God. Good night, y'all. See you all.